planets out there, but there are a lot
called CP squared has 51 minus degrees of freedom, making
I got hungry and I ate it.
We're Americans, and we only like competition, okay? I'm eating, and I'm reading a book, and this waitress comes up.
Making a robot, but it is controlled by living brain cells, much like those inside your head. Researchers.
This moth isn't just swinging around, it's been bugged.
Grow collections around 3,000 brain cells in the lab. The cells grow collections with each other and start communicating
using electrodes implanted into its muscles.
Some are hard to found out predictably. Signals from robots or ultrasound distance sensor.
Here, signals are sent to its left flight muscle to make it lift that wing.
The output from these cells can be used to control
Different signals can be sent for it to lower its wing, to lift both wings at once, or to make them flat.
They each have a motor in them, and it actually drives forward when I walk. It actually powers that knee through the step.
Powered through Bluetooth technology.
Increasing the frequency of the pulse makes the wings beat faster. If a signal is sent only to one side while the moth is flying, it will veer in that direction. Implanted electrodes into the brains of tree beetles,
and they
close to
talk to
neurons
each other
that
and try to
control
mimic the stride length.
A computer
that the
program
other
in the
one's doing. If I
device
speed
controls
up,
the
the other one
beetle,
can realize
and
it's
here
doing it,
it
and
beats
it'll
its
speed up
wings
as well.
and takes off when a negative voltage is sent to its brain. Researchers are putting moths in control and using them as a pair of eyes. They've found out how to intercept signals from their visual system and how to use them to make a robot move. Here, a graduate student demonstrates how the robot can be steered. Combining living and machine components could eventually make robotic systems more effective.
Legs when an IED hit his convoy in Fallujah, Iraq in 2006.
The IED went off directly underneath me and took off basically everything that was hanging over the ledge of the seat, my legs. And then it killed my sergeant in front of me and my good friend next to me. My gunner lost his right leg. I shattered my hip. I have 32 pins in my hip. I broke my pelvis, so I have a 6-inch screw holding that together. I lost both legs above the knee. I broke 4 fingers, broke my jaw, broke my nose, lacerated kidney. So I recovered well, I think, and great care here and done well.
Today, I use the Bluetooth prosthetics.
It's a lot of hip control. In my other legs, I usually have to use all my thigh to power through things, but since these are moving on their own, then I actually just kind of have to lift and shift my weight a little bit.
He says they're a bit heavier than the other 2 microchip prosthetics he's worn, but they require much less effort to operate.
If they're not programmed right, they kind of do their own thing sometimes, and they'll kick for no reason. Like you'll just be standing there and be like, and just kick off to the side.
To master the stairs just yet.
Sometimes when you go near a computer or something, you'll hear the computer start freezing, so it does do that a lot, and I'll be like, I'm sorry, and I have to turn my legs off.
Communicate robot wirelessly. The team plans to use their robot brain power. New behavior in the future. They hope there are enough similarities to teach about unknown aspects of our own brain.
All right. Hello, freaks and weirdos and folks and folks and folks. Welcome to another Crazy Shite. We have some insanity for you all. So let's go ahead and bring in our guests. If there's anybody out there that wants to join us, I know, Hoves, you can't. I know. Next time, hit that StreamYard link and join us. If you put in a weird name that we don't know or a weird avatar, we might not let you in. So just make sure that you let us know who you are so we can confirm. So before we get into that, here is our intros, and Brainless made us this new intro.
Disclaimer: the views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers, commentators, experts, and/or hosts. They do not explicitly or necessarily reflect nor represent the channel's policy or the views held by this channel or broadcaster. The broadcaster or its channel cannot be held accountable for all or any views expressed during this program.
And that's especially for tonight because I looked through most of these, but I didn't look through all of them. So I don't know exactly what conspiracies we're going to be going over. But we're going to have lots of fun laughing at it. So getting further down the road.
It's just like Killer Cop 4, but she's got Hema instead of fry cook balls. I need you, Action Bastard. Action Bastard, I need you. Action Bastard, I need you. Why am I wasting time dancing?
You want to know why? Because the world is fucking flat, dog. And everything that you see up there, as far as like planets or stars, yeah, guess what, dude? It's fucking fake. It's just lights up there. The government put those lights up there so you dummies could just act like there's something up there.
Wait a second, are you a flat earther?
Call a crackhead. You're stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're stupid. That's exactly what this channel is about. Being stupid with the stupids. Having fun and taking the piss out of and the shit out of idiocracy that happens on this weird-ass planet that y'all have made for yourselves or let it evolve into. So tonight, I think there's a pinned message, if not at the bottom, $5 a shot. But today I bought Kinky Pink vodka. I hope it is. Yeah, it is. It's got mango in it. It's infused with mango, passion fruit, and blood orange. But I'm pretty sure it's a vodka. If not, I've had these before, and they're nice and sweet, and so it won't be as horrible for me to drink it. So $5 a shot, and I'll do these. I have 2 of them. So why not get me to drink all of them on stream today? Let's begin bringing in our guests, and we'll get to this side of my chats. So bringing in our first guest is our co-host, and that is everybody.
Some people without brains do an awful lot of talking, don't they?
Yes, I guess you're right.
And that's our Brainless. How are you doing?
Howdy, folks. I'm doing pretty okay. Only the cunts that usually hang in the voice chat didn't show up today. So it was a bit quiet, but I managed.
Oh, well, dang it.
Well, at least we got the stream, so.
Yes. How are you liking my new background?
Yes, I looked at all of them. They look awesome.
Thank you.
AI is fun. And that's why you got a spoken disclaimer now.
Exactly, Timothy. And it makes it so we're not using stock footage, we're not using stock images, we're not copying anything, and I don't have to pay for anything. I can just get all this weird, cool-looking stuff done.
Did not pay for things.
I
paid for. So if anybody needs a voiceover for something that you want to be AI or think could be AI, just
talk to the Brainless.
I got it a year. So.
So, anyways, let's bring in our next guest, and of course, that is everybody's Glober.
Mama.
Oh, Mama.
And how are you doing?
Mama.
Hey, I'm doing good.
Awesome. We're glad you're here. It's going to be some very interesting idiocracy.
Some conspiracy.
Yeah, but these are like These are the weirdest, craziest, stupidest, outlandish stuff you've ever heard
It's
in your
TikTok.
life.
What do you expect?
Exactly.
It's TikTok. Yeah.
So let's bring in our next guest, and of course that is our
War. War never changes. And we are the Galactic Penguin Federation, NASA's enforcers. We rain fire on our enemies and fight hand to hand across the galaxy. We are ever seen, yet we are never seen in our fight for liberty. We will kick down any door and fight any secret societies.
I knew it. She's a lizard person.
My name, Commander 401. And this is how we handle our problems.
You gotta step up and beat that bully with a stick.
There's our commander.
Taking the pain to the conspiracy theorists. I'm
That
doing
message is
great.
NASA approved.
I love that intro. It's so amazing.
right.
Normally, we don't have that long of intros for our guests, but I will give you that one. We definitely will give you this one because it's so amazing.
It's long for an intro, but it's just
amazing.
fucking awesome to make it shorter.
Exactly. So I'm glad that you're doing well. I'm glad you're here because once again, we're going to get into some fucking craziness today with these TikToks because it's just anybody that thinks anything, they literally just go on and like make a TikTok about whatever happened after they bashed themselves in the head with something after smoking crack while they were getting done in the butt with no lube or whatever. I don't know how these works, but somehow these half-wits have come up with this stuff and we have to.
Aren't even half-wits. They're like 0.1% of a percent wits.
Yeah, they're null wits, or they're one brain cell fried out when they made that.
It wasn't my cousin that probed me in the backside. It was aliens.
It was
That's right.
aliens.
It was aliens.
Even,
Got to be them aliens.
Even though for some reason he was wearing my cousin's outfit, or I saw his shoes and it looked like my cousin's shoes, but no, it was aliens. He had that mask on. It couldn't have been.
He's wearing an Edgar skin.
Yeah, exactly. He's wearing an Edgar skin. So let's say hello to the side chat right quick, and we have a Super Maghosts.
Hey, Ghosty boy.
A Demons. And our lovely sister, Sydney. Hi, Sydney.
Hey, Sid.
We have a J. Troy. A Harry Warp. A Hooves. He's going to be in the background hanging out with us. They're busy, which is fine. If for some reason you do get an opportunity to join us, I did put the StreamYard link in the side of my chats, and if I need to put it again, just let us know and we will get it back there
have you
again.
pinned
Or
it?
just I don't know. I haven't gotten to that screen to see.
Okay.
Maybe I'll pin it in a second. We'll see. Because I thought the other thing was pinned, but I haven't gone to.
No.
I found out that's what the major lag thing happens is when I have the side chat out, and I already have it here.
Oh, okay.
So I'm trying to not have as many things open to make the stream run. Hopefully, what we're seeing. So maybe
have it open on a different device.
maybe. Anyways, so then we have Malicious Melissa. How are you doing? We have our Schizomacrasher, and of course, here is their commercial. Here's their
our channel legend.
Yes, because they are our channel sponsor.
Yeah,
And
he's
there's,
kids, and we love him to bits.
Yes, and
Awesome.
before we say more hello to more of the side chat, we have another guest, and here is their intro.
Pleasant. Damn it! I just saw Drum eating in this morning at the Piggly Wiggly, and I smiled at the son of a bitch, for I could help myself.
Take that eyeball and shove it where the sun don't shine.
Exactly.
Now, hi y'all.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
Howdy.
I got high centered on a rock today because I'm in a walking boot, and I got high centered in some gravel, and
Dang it, that's not fun.
trying to get out of the parking lot. And I'm like, I'm high centered, so it's been fun.
Yeah, I think it does glow under the black light as well. I think that's why they make the Kinky brand. There's like blue and another color, and I think they all glow under the black light. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Do people still have black lights? Do people still have those? I thought that was like a 90s thing. Did they still have them? I mean, besides CSI.
There are still clubs. There are still clubs that have them in little sections of them. They don't have them all throughout clubs anymore, but there are certain parts where, like, I have UV stuff all over me, and it's really funny because I'll be walking through someplace, and all of a sudden I'll start glowing, and I'm like, oh, there's a black light right there, and then I
remember when those kind of became popular. That's how old I am, and I'm like, that's still a thing. Yeah, except
kind
for,
of.
They're CSI teams.
They're more of
they're fun.
They're more of the UV LED like spotlights and not
that's
whole
not
club.
Yeah,
and then they only come on at certain times, which is really funny because then you can see all the weird shit on me when I'm walking through places. Not glowing, then I'm glowing, then I'm not glowing, then I'm glowing. It's funny.
It's always fun.
As far as glow in the dark liquids that you can drink, if you take citric acid and you put it in a microwave and you burn it, it creates carbon nanodots that fluoresce under UV.
Oh wow.
Okay. So I think that the passion fruit
microwave too.
I think the passion fruit
it
or
stinks
something
to high
in
heaven.
here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it totally stinks. But I think one of the things in here causes it to glow too, just because it has that light. So it's either the passion fruit or the blood orange, but I believe one of those glows in a black light a little bit.
I was gonna ask if that's safe to drink, but then I was like, duh, stupid. Guess what you can see under black light? So never mind.
Yeah, I mean,
is that safe to drink though?
So anyways, let's say hello to Al. Al, if you want to join us, just let us know. Let's see if there's anybody else.
Okay,
we do.
Before
yes, there are more people.
I have banned TikTok in my house because my kids were like obsessed with it, and I think it's full of stupids, right? Like TikTok is full of stupids.
Some is stupid, some's not. It's like YouTube.
It's
you can find the good parts of it.
Than not, right? Like it's just like it's stupid shit.
I'm gonna say if you're not mature yet, you can fall down. I don't know.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's full of rabbit holes. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I think for kids, it's not that great, and even young teenagers, maybe it shouldn't be because there are the challenges. There's the challenges, and the challenges are the problem, right?
No,
because somebody, if they think they can do, well, the problem is we all want to become famous for doing nothing, right? So if some teenager sees a challenge and they're like, "Oh, I can do that," well, then I can get famous. They're going to try it.
That's the stupid thing is the challenges. It's like, don't.
Yeah, like eating a whole spoonful of cinnamon. When did that ever sound like a fucking great idea? Like, why did the challenges have to almost kill me?
I don't know, but that's the problem with them.
I think the dangerous things kind of stopped a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
every once in a while,
my kids will just sit there and just stare at it for hours, and I'm like, this cannot be good. Okay, we're banning that. Like, you need to come out of your cave.
Yeah,
that's the problem. You need to know when to stop.
And I think that like short content like that is kind of a little scurry or a little weird, especially if you get down a rabbit hole because it can throw you down those easy. But I still think the challenges are more dangerous on it than anything as of right now. But anyways, Jay Troy, you became a member for 2 months, so cheers. And I'm drinking rum and punch. So thank you very much for becoming a member for another month, and thanks for the cheers. Let's see if there's anybody else we've not said hello to.
He's at it again.
I can't. Thank you, Skits, for giving out memberships. If you've gotten one, please say thank you. So let me read this right quick, and then I'll play the new members thing. Whatever happened to the 10 saltine cracker and 10-second challenge that was way before TikTok? I remember that doing that in high school in the 90s. Yeah, but that's where you and your friends get in a circle and try to jerk off on a cracker.
Yeah.
It doesn't finish.
Listen, we tried to do that. Me and my family the other night tried to do the 10 cracker challenge, and it is way harder than I remember.
I don't know. Oh, eating 10 saltine crackers. Oh, that's completely different. Never
in
mind.
like
That's
what,
something
a minute
different.
or so, or in
You
like
were thinking
30
about
seconds or something. You're like,
Well,
you can't do it.
You were
The
thinking
thing
about
is-
a biscuit.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, sure.
There's always been trends like that, but TikTok has made it actually worse.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So
Well, worse, it's more widespread. Like
yeah,
That's what
it's-
your
I
mom
mean, it's
said.
made it worse.
I mean, what? Okay, anyways.
Widespread. That was my nickname in high school.
Yes, exactly.
I don't doubt you there.
Okay, so anyways, let's blow on with this. We have to do the members
No.
Yeah.
vid, and then I have 2 more people to bring in, and then we will begin on the idiocracy, and we'll keep having fun. So give us a second, and here's to all the new members. Everybody thank Skits if you became one, and if you
yes, Skits, you legend. Thank you.
you bloody legend over there. So anyways, that was horrible. But anyways, let's play this.
Skits is
So
awesome.
is a person that talks like that. So
Thank you for becoming a new member. And with all the new memberships, you get to do all the emojis that we have. And I'm pretty sure everybody in the Cinema chat's already done those emojis. So all you have to do is those emojis every time we're talking about those subjects, or put them in whatever the fuck you want. And if you want to super chat me, or whatever, you pay money, I will say whatever that you put. So whatever super chat gets put up, I will say it out live on stream.
think of him as Ron Burgundy, okay?
You should have never
Exactly,
said
Timmy.
that
I'll
to
say-
me,
I'll
'cause
say
I
anything.
might have some money to burn. So.
Well, see, the thing is,
Well, then drop that in the
yeah, if YouTube
chat.
lets you do it, let's do it. And or I would rather you send me $5 for a shot, and then
Can I just,
tell
if
me
I
to say
join the
message.
membership, can I suggest an emoji?
Of course you can.
Donald Trump's mugshot. Can that be an emoji?
Well, I can do it. I can do it. Yeah. Okay, let me. Yeah. Let me bring in our other guests first, right?
That
quick.
one
Hold
that
on,
claims
hold
they're
on.
going to make it almost certain he's going to win the White House because of that mugshot.
Yes.
God.
Okay, here's Canadian.
He's an idiot. Woo.
See, now that guy plays defense, you can tell.
There's with those
What?
those hamstrings.
He plays defense. He's not a forward. He's a defenseman.
Okay. Anyways, so the next person I don't have their intro exactly as of right now, but I'm sure I can come up with one soon. But anyways, here's Al. How are you doing, Trucker?
I'm doing all right.
Good to hear.
How's everybody doing?
Doing good.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Playing a bit of Baldur's Gate 3. Anybody into that yet? There's
I've been
multiplayer
wanting to
online
play
mode.
that. I haven't tried it yet, but I
Darn
want to
thing,
try
yeah.
it for sure.
There's multiplayer online mode. I'd love to party up with people.
Me still shooting rockets into space.
Rockets
I'm gonna try to get it very soon. All right. So, anyways, we have a lot to get into for this subject. So let's start blowing on to it, because yes, there is this person who put this together, and we have a little bit of time, and we have way more compilations as well. So everybody go to Cody Does Horror and subscribe to them, because they put this together, which from what I've seen from it seems to be amazing. So here
Does
we
anyone
go.
want to tell me how in 1927 Universal Studios came up with this picture of the world when the first picture of the world wasn't available until the 1960s
Oh
through
my
NASA?
What?
That's not a picture,
Never mind the desk globes existed back then. No, never mind that.
thought we didn't know the world was around till the 60s.
I don't look like it did.
Yeah,
No,
this
they-
isn't
they
a clay.
They actually think this is a picture of the actual Earth.
Well,
Yeah, and look at how
They
big that plane is.
thought
Look,
that we
look,
didn't know
look,
until the 60s.
How did Universal Studios?
look at how big the plane is. In
Yeah, I
here. Hold
know.
on, I guess I can do this. So
When
this
it flies
plane
around.
This plane is this big
But
compared
also,
to.
if you would look at this, like
The plane has the wingspan of America.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, but also from this distance, how fucking huge are those fucking mountains?
Right?
Yeah, no, everything is out of whack. Look at how big the clouds are in the background, which doesn't make sense because there wouldn't be clouds.
Oh my gosh! I hope this girl is pretty because smart is not going to get her through. So I hope
She can't get by on her smarts. I gotcha.
honey, I hope you're pretty to look at because conversations are going to be limited. I'm
Yeah,
just
okay.
saying.
Very
Well,
limited.
So all I have to say about that is this.
Alrighty then.
God bless
Exactly.
America. It gets stupider every day.
America, fuck yeah.
You fuck yeah,
Oh.
America. We're smart.
Exactly. I ain't got no GED, but I'm smart. I know better than the fucking government some way, shape, or form. Doesn't make any sense. But anyways, let's keep blowing on.
Studios know that this is what the world looked like, especially from space when we hadn't been to space yet. Does anyone know? Anyone want to guess?
Has Kanye West been cloned? If you've been on TikTok for all of 5 seconds, you've probably heard this
that's
Kanye
great.
West conspiracy theory stating that the rapper has actually been replaced with a clone. But where does the conspiracy come from? The answer, surprisingly, is
Out
that it
the ass.
originates from Kanye West himself. West is no stranger to controversy or sometimes off-the-wall remarks, and this recent freestyle of his is no exception. But that's not all. People have taken to social media with height comparisons of Kanye and various celebrities before
I
and
think
after
he said if they
the supposed
cloned me.
cloning
I don't
took
think he
place.
said they cloned
West's
me.
height is 5'8", and here he is with his former wife Kim Kardashian, who is 5'2".
Yeah, but
West's
she's
new
wearing
wife,
heels. Duh.
But she had on 5-inch heels too.
What? Yeah.
Her ass is automatically, 5'7" or whatever.
And Bianca's behind him. Look how far apart they are. She's a good 2 feet behind him.
Why is he wearing an old like 7th grader's football pads? Why is he wearing that?
I don't know. He's weird.
And why are people going to his concerts? Was he good?
No.
He's a bleeding Nazi.
Well,
He
of
is.
course he is, but I never thought he was good.
I've never thought he was good. Not one song.
Yeah.
He only really got famous because he married Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
Kardashian.
Pretty much.
I couldn't name a song of his.
Me neither.
There's that one with Paul McCartney, but it was only good because Paul McCartney was in it.
I mean that one where he discovered Paul McCartney.
Yes, where he
His new
discovered. We
singer.
were like, can you believe who he discovered? And us
Oh
old
my
people were
God.
like, what the?
What the hell is your problem? Do you not?
I
where
bet
have
you
you
think
been?
he didn't know the world was round till the 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not saying it's
Are you
aliens.
are you as dumb as feel as you dumb?
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
Gosh,
Yeah,
what
okay.
kind of drugs are these people on? Like, I don't remember the
God.
drugs from my days. Yeah,
I know.
people completely. sick.
God,
It's
it's
made
so
them chase
funny.
dark cars.
They're on all of them.
Shorter than West wearing, even while he's more or less barefoot. But the rumors don't end there. West's general appearance and strange new habit of wearing upper body padding has sparked some unusual headlines along with his strange new fashion choices. And the rapper
Just
himself
because he
has
started
also
wearing
made
different
conclusions to other celebrities.
Yeah.
He's been weird that way.
Conspiracy theories.
You know the first time I ever took medication why I was? Because I got mad at paparazzi.
I'm so sorry.
You know what paparazzi it was?
No.
The same one that shot Britney.
No.
Jesus
Christ.
You've been here for years. If I ever went anywhere, we know why. You understand what I'm saying? So,
Okay, here we go.
For the
They might come
aliens,
after me for
we
telling you this.
nominate
Moving on to the
Kanye to go.
I think a lot of his weird behavior is it's a way for him to get attention.
That, and I think he's off his medication because ain't
Yeah,
he
that
like
too.
schizo or
I believe
something?
that
I don't
was
mean
the
that
main
rude,
thing.
but
Doesn't he refuse to take any?
Yes, he
think
does.
so.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, he
So he
refuses
was
to take it.
Yeah, he was on that, and he was on medication that he's not taking that was subscribed by a doctor, and he's trying to get clout, and he just is doing it the wrong ways. He doesn't understand exactly how all of these things work. He thinks being a shock rocker is how he's going to do it, but it's not working that way. So,
Right.
anyways, let's find out about the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers.
Yes.
They might come after me for telling you this. Moving on to the end of our list here, we have the
No, they
Rothschild Rockefellers. This refers to the two most powerful and richest families in the world. Starting off with the Rothschilds, which was 5 brothers that basically own and control the banking in all of Europe. Through this, they amassed a fortune, and since then have funded major military efforts, bailed out banks and even governments, and basically have their companies and hand in almost every country across the world. On the other side in America, we have the Rockefellers, who amassed their fortune through industrialization and the monopolization of the oil company. With this money, they were able to fund such projects like the atomic bomb, the invention of nuclear weapons, and even had a major role in funding and creating the UN. The actual net worth of both these families is unknown, but
But also like they named the atomic bomb and nuclear weapons.
They didn't
Atomic
fund
bomb
it. The
and
U.S.
nuclear
government did to kill Hitler to fight World War II.
Right.
Yeah,
And
but how does he not know that they're the same thing? The atomic bomb and nuclear weapons.
Yeah, well,
Actually, no, they're different.
A little bit, yeah, sure.
They're different in the way that they worked.
Whatever the hydrogen bomb is that different?
The atomic bomb is a fission bomb. Specifically, nuclear weapons can cover both fission and fusion.
So there is definitely classifications. There's big and little to some small
but
extent.
it's like he bought a Toyota and a car.
I was out smoking during bomb building class in chemistry that day. I missed all that. Damn.
I mean, I did too.
We understand, Al. Yeah,
There's
so there's
an
a hydrogen
anti-Semitic
and there is an
underpinning
atom.
to his
I remember when they were talking about
because the Rothschild
neutron bombs too.
Yeah. Okay, anyways, let's just see where he's
Those
going
are
with this
salted
weird
bombs,
stuff.
like they add cobalt.
I just remember them saying that the neutron bomb can be dropped on a building. The building will be fine. The everything living will be gone or something like that. Whereas
really?
That's what I recall. But
Yeah, that's supposed to keep infrastructure.
They're
intact.
They are lower yield atomic bombs with cobalt tampers.
Okay.
They're radiological devices.
Yeah, but I'm saying it was meant,
never
like Brainless said, to keep the infrastructure intact, but get rid of all the people and stuff.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
That's why we drone them now. Never mind. Anyways, let's keep going on with this.
Okay, we have clones now. We don't need to worry about that.
Yeah. He definitely he's definitely right about these being rich people, but past that, I think he's going to go in a weird direction.
What does it even matter what the Rockefellers did? Like that was in the 40s. Like who cares now?
What it could be is that maybe somehow some of their money got in there, and you know how rich people will get into invest in stuff.
I'm sure they
it could have been something similar to that, and it just become this whole they did it themselves with their money. You know,
sure, but once again, what was the problem if we figured it out first?
Right.
And unfortunately, we shouldn't have done what we did with the 2 bombs.
No,
obviously. But we should have shown it or made it known that we knew how to use it.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't need to drop those things per se. But if gazillionaires threw money at it, who gives a flying F? Why does that matter?
Right.
These
doesn't mean they control it, just means that they put some money into it.
Yeah, these idiots threw money into the education system, and they actually built the education system in the beginning. I don't know how much influence they had into the teachings, which I feel like they had a lot, but they still got every kid educated because they made the education system free because they put all the money in it first. And that's why we technically have free education. Everything else they did, I do not agree with. But again, if they threw money into something like that, that's not a bad thing. Everything else they throw money into.
Well, I mean, it was a war going on. People thought, that during that time, that we were all going to be wiped off the face of the planet. So, of course, millionaires in whatever countries are going to
throw money
into winning the war.
The Rothschilds were Jewish. That's the whole point of all of this.
Yeah.
They're spreading anti-Semitism.
And also, a lot of rich people like this industrialization, they owned different plants and things that helped build planes and weapons and things like that. There's profit in war, which is why we have war. There's profit.
That's why we have that's why we have the military-industrial complex. Is that correct words? Did I say those in the right order?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyways, let's blow on and see what he is saying about this that turns it into more of a conspiracy.
But it could be anywhere from 500 billion upwards to the trillions. And the theory here is that they control everything. From what you hear to the money you receive, the theory put in order that you follow. And of course, guys, with a lot of money comes a lot of power. But power leads to dangerous situations. And even though this is theory, revealing this information could be very dangerous because...
Oh my God, of course.
Do they not get that was? Oh my God!
I would just
it's
like
not painting,
to point
it's
out,
interpretation. It's not actuality.
I
this
would,
didn't
I would just
actually
like to-
happen.
Wait, hold on for just a second, Commander. Wait, a painting is not reality?
really
Oh
happening.
my God, damn it!
I mean,
Son of a. Okay.
they act like Leonardo da Vinci was right there painting the Last Supper as it was happening. No, it was like hundreds of years later that he painted it.
Yeah, there was
I
nothing.
can't believe you
Like,
don't
like
think
how,
he was
how
there.
did they fit this together then? Somehow, because
They cut it in half and then mirrored it. It looks like.
And then there's Satan in between somehow. Wait, hold on. Go ahead, Commander.
I would just like to point out that they're mentioning the Rothschilds because the Rothschilds are Jewish.
Right.
And then they're basically saying, here's the Antichrist. But what are they afraid of? They're afraid of basically the world being united under a Jewish king and brotherly love. Oh, wait, that's Christianity. It's
Right,
self-defeating.
It is.
It is hilarious.
And anybody
how it-
can do stuff like this and then pareidolia takes over.
or you can exactly similarly.
Yeah,
and I can
black
totally
and flip
redraw
stuff.
shit too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever you draw really happened.
Yeah, just like science fiction really
Don't
happened.
talk about my
Really
pens.
happened.
Don't talk about my magic
Just
pen.
like, people think the moon is a hologram or that we're
Yeah.
and why is it gray? I don't know. It just is.
Well, I
That's
mean,
the
if we're talking
color
about
of
Shan-
the dust.
if
Moon
we're
does.
talking about
That's
Shani,
right.
it's because blood doesn't reach her vagina. But
Shani's
never mind,
not the
let's talk about
moon.
that later.
No, the
She's about as big.
hologram moon. Why is it
Well,
gray?
Yeah.
I mean, if you reflect the light off of her vagina, you do see
I
a
don't-
moon.
I don't-
But that's
I don't-
never
Okay,
mind.
we're-
We'll just go.
What crane operator is going to volunteer for that job to pick the fupa up to get to that point?
Leo.
Not even level of observer would volunteer for that.
Yeah, and who's the light
And-
holder? Who's that for, Sam?
And after Level Observer saw that, he could never claim that the Earth is flat after seeing
Right.
her fat ass. Anyways, let's keep going on with this. Fuck you, Shani. Anyways,
Yeah, and your birthday.
No, not literally, figuratively. Okay.
yeah,
I
no,
can't
no,
wait to
figuratively.
watch Widow stream tomorrow. Happy unbirthday. It's going to be great.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be hilariously funny, especially with G-Man being on there. I mean,
Oh, God.
what's his name?
BGTV.
BGTV. I'm sorry, BGTV.
G-Man.
Did
You call him G-Man?
I knew I
Call him
said it as
G-Man.
BGTV, but anyways, let's go on.
Before we move on, I just want to tell everyone, if you're looking for the Antichrist, the word the prophet Daniel used was Kuf Resh Nun, which is Karen.
I love it.
Karen.
I'm not looking for the Antichrist.
That means there's a lot of
by the time-
Antichrists on this planet. Then
I just hope by the time they come around, my ass ain't here no more. So
That's right.
I'm out of here.
Can we figure out how to make Trump the Karen somehow? And it's
he already is the Karen.
He is
Trump.
the Karen.
No, I know.
Well,
but I believe he's
you
the
know,
Antichrist.
actually, you're not far off. The first channel I was ever involved with was devoted to proving that he was, and there's over 60 points where he matches. I mean, literally, he has paintings of Apollo, the angel of the bottomless pit from Revelations 9:11 in his living room in Manhattan.
Wow.
And the conspirators who find every little bit and piece seem to miss that he has paintings of the angel of the bottomless pit in his living room.
But
well,
may I make one correction?
Sure.
You said a name, but you mean inmate P011358.
Right?
We all have to memorize his inmate number.
Oh, just like we did Kent Hovens.
Yes.
I want to make T-shirts and stickers and stuff of his mugshot, and I wanted to say criminal Trump, and then I'm guessing now I should do this, which is put in his booking number.
Yes.
Under that, and so we're gonna do that because technically you can't copyright that, right? You can't.
No, it's public.
No, you can't copyright a mugshot.
It's public.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So I'm totally gonna make money off of his punk ass.
Do it.
You said in court, it's copywritten.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Listen,
Sure.
if he sues you, take me to court with you. I'll be like, "Fuck you, dude. We're doing it anyway."
It's legal. It's a public. It's out public.
Well, and the
So
other
you
thing I
can't
can
do squat.
do, the other thing I can do is I could flip it backwards so that it's the blackout of it, right? So it's not him.
Would you like
or
the
it's
negative
manicure.
version of it?
Yeah,
that'd be even more creepy with the way he was looking. That'd be very creepy looking.
So
Why did they take his
speaking of
picture from
negativity-
way above him like that? Like,
I think he put his head down. I think he
think
put his head
so?
down. Yeah.
Because
He did it on purpose.
they have people in wheelchairs they take pictures of, and they get them just fine. Like, why?
Well, they probably have
yeah,
the camera
but hold
move
on.
up and down, I'm sure.
I thought maybe he took
Well-
his like big odor eater platform shoes off or whatever.
Well, you have to remember.
He's
when
only
you're getting-
215 pounds. And
in
I'm
6'5"
just
or whatever the
laughing
fuck
at that.
He's not 6'5".
He's definitely
really?
not that. No, he's definitely not. He's like
He's not
5'4" or
6'5".
something.
He's not
Sorry.
215
I'm thinking about
either.
315.
If
300.
he's
He's 315.
215, I'm 125, and we're stopping at that. So there we
Okay,
go. We're all
My son's father was 6'3" and a half and was only like 233 pounds. And he wasn't
he's a skinny
skinny.
mini.
He wasn't skinny.
but he wasn't
He's
like
definitely
He wasn't
lying.
bulked up, but he wasn't skinny either. He wasn't like
Right.
a skinny
Okay,
bean
so-
either, yeah. Go ahead.
we got off on our Trump tangent.
My apologies.
So the thing that everybody forgets or doesn't think about, because like this is what's going around in the right wing media right now, is
Mm-hmm.
they let him redo his mugshot, blah blah blah. They planned that. Da, da, da. He had a whole team behind him and did. No, honey, when you get your mugshot, they fucking take it, and if they want to take it again, they'll take it again. Not because you ask for it, you twat whistle. That was the fucking shot they got when they did it. So he only had seconds to think of how to do it, and however they shot it was the only time they're going to shoot it, because they don't give a flying fuck about what you look like, you cunt.
Yeah, see,
They
my
all-
brother was a jailer, and they're like, click and go. You know what I mean?
It's like the DMV. The DMV is the same way.
Pretty much. Click and go. Like, you better have your eyes open and your mouth closed because we're taking the picture. And they don't even count down. It's just and go.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah,
they do not
exactly.
care.
Similarly. So that is just what happened in the seconds that they put him in front of that fucking
Yep.
white screen.
Yeah.
And they clicked it. They didn't care about doing it over again. His publicist could not have asked them to do it again. They don't.
They couldn't have
fucking
even
care.
been in there when he was having his mugshot.
That's what I'm
done.
saying.
I am guessing when he was on his way to be booked, there was probably okay. Now, when you take your mug shot, you need to look a certain way, and blah, blah, and they probably was
Yeah, stand here, look at the camera, that kind
Yeah.
of bullshit.
And
They
it's
usually
like-
tell you to
yeah.
not smile,
Yeah.
just because they want you to
Some
have a
people do,
regular
which I
face.
find so funny.
Yeah, they ask you usually to have a regular face, but he fucking frowned like, I shouldn't be here. No, homie, you totally should be here at this point. Anyways, let's blow on with...
One more thing, because
Sure.
come on, doesn't he look like a 2-year-old that just got told he can't have candy?
Yes. Yes.
He told you that's exactly what it
I
is.
think, that's the best description of
He
it.
got caught with his hand in the cookie jar is exactly
Yeah.
the fucking
And
face that he's in.
when I worked at a defense contractor, if I treated a non-classified defense-related blueprint the way he treated nuclear secrets, I wouldn't be talking with you today.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
What's funny is
yeah.
is my husband brought it up about Trump saying, well, he declassified them. I go, I looked into it. All he said was, I declassify these, and he thought they're declassified.
Yeah,
that's not how that works.
Yeah, I mean,
We can start the process of
classified document. Here's the fun thing about a classified document. A classified document is always classified. It's marked classified. The information from the classified document is put on another document, and that document is labeled declassified.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So you can't just be like Magellan and be like, bam, declassified.
No, and
Here's my magic wand, like in Harry
I
Potter.
declassify these documents now. Cha-ching!
Declassified.
I declare you declassified.
And here's why they do that. Because let's say you wind up stealing classified information, and then that information's later declassified. When you stole the classified information, there was a higher penalty for stealing classified information than not.
Right.
Oh, and true.
they
if it's
want to get you
declassified,
for
it's
it.
redacted as well.
Usually,
Well-
yeah. Don't they go in there and with the
And
big black
redact everything,
lines
and then they give it to the Mm-hmm.
Whatever's not sensitive, they'll still.
which sometimes is like 3 words on one of those things. You're like,
And I
just
think
whole
if you-
paragraphs.
Yeah.
And I think if you hide those documents near toxic stuff, like in his bathroom,
like in your
I
bathroom.
think you have more charges for that, right? I mean,
Listen,
if you,
It might become sentient, and they can't have that.
Yeah, exactly.
I hope they also arrested his decorator too, because that was a crime in
of course.
itself.
Everything. His decorator has to have the most horrible eye because they let so many things go past like
Maybe
that.
he was his own decorator. We don't know.
God, the tacky ass shit.
His penthouse in Manhattan looks like a Persian prostitute.
Oh my
It
God.
really does,
Seriously?
like a brothel or something. Like it's so gaudy and tacky. It looks like something. It looks like where Jim and Tammy Faye would think look good.
It's like what someone who wants to be rich thinks the way rich people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Okay, so anyway, so everybody say hello to West Side Girl.
Hey, West Side Girl.
East Side.
And of course,
hi.
All of us have seen So I Married an Axe Murderer, probably, but
Yeah,
not
I have.
Brainless. Brainless is probably the only one who hasn't seen
Brainless,
that
have you not seen that movie yet?
No.
I
He doesn't know what
haven't.
that is. Exactly.
All right, we got to have a Discord movie then for you.
Yeah, we gotta do that for that.
I haven't seen it either.
Really?
Oh, it's
I haven't seen it
amazing.
either.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Slim, did you also see the other person that just popped in just before West Side?
I don't see that on my end over here.
The purple.
Yeah, we already said hello to Purple.
Oh,
Did we say hello to purple?
They've been here for a hot second. Hey, Purple. Yeah, no, they've been here for a hot
Purple,
second.
okay?
Just briefly, but
Then
hi.
again,
Well, I've
I
been
am
responding. I've been responding with them in the side chat as well because they've been putting up stuff like.
Welcome to the
that
broadcast,
and-
Brainless. We're so glad
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
So
And,
glad you could
like,
join us,
52 minutes.
Brainless.
Welcome aboard.
Shut up.
Okay, so anyways,
I can't help that I'm brainless.
and we haven't even done any shots yet. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. If you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. Anyways, let's keep blowing on. With this idiocracy about how Adam and Eve bit out of an apple, and now we have a phone that has an apple with
Oh yeah, I've heard of these. I've heard these. Oh my god.
Goddamn stupid.
Okay. Yeah, of course. So here we blow. Here we blow.
Andrew Dawson filmed what he claimed was a giant on top of a mountain.
Oh my God,
in
there's a
Jasper
guy on the
National
top of
Park
a
in Alberta,
mountain.
Canada. In the following days, he tried to get closer to find and film the creature, but in the process claimed to be stopped, harassed, followed, and
Yeah, except for they later found out that this guy was fucking lying about all this shit, and he fucking made it all up.
I just look like a giant when I'm up top there looking for stuff. I was just up there looking for stuff. I'm not a giant. Calm down, everybody.
Exactly.
I lost something, okay?
Yeah, exactly. Timon.
And when he returns, uploads an update video. That
I'm going to be honest. I'm a giant to myself.
Okay, all right.
is extremely strange, and viewers pointed out that it's
I was just gonna say Apple Computer got the label of an apple because that was associated with education.
Right.
Oh yeah, no, we totally know that there has nothing to do with religion and that product or anything like that. It's fucking hilariously silly.
Even if it did, so people are
connecting dots and doesn't matter. Doesn't mean it's real.
Right? Or stories that they hear, or their religion, or songs, or whatever. So what if it was?
No, but then again, like, why is it associated with education? Because what did the apple in the Bible give?
There was no fruit in the Bible. The apple was not in the Bible. That's
it
just
actually doesn't say an apple. It just
it just says
from the
tree of knowledge. That's all it says.
It doesn't say what fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How it became the apple, I don't know. But
yeah, I don't know either. It was probably a plum or a pineapple.
I think they think it was a persimmon. I believe.
I believe
might have been a persimmon.
Apples were not in the Near East. So
no.
No, but
I would like to point out that story is made up. It wasn't anything.
It wasn't anything. I know.
What? You're telling me the Bible's made up and nothing that they say there's
nothing that it says matters?
I don't believe you.
And nothing of it matters.
Exactly, Timothy.
There's not any there's not any real hard archaeological evidence for anything before David, and then that doesn't mean that everything happened the way the book says it does.
Right. And it's all borrowed text anyway from
more like
civilizations.
Well, it's been translated so many times too.
Yeah.
You know.
And
no, I mean yeah.
And that's what happened last night with your mom. I translated it too many times, and then she kicked me out after.
It likely came from when they had ancient civilizations where they like verbally told stories, and then it finally got written down, and then it just like telephone. It probably got changed here and there, and it was never the same.
Yes. Okay. So here we go.
Backstage.
Yes. Here we go with our next guest intro.
Wipe out.
Okay, there we go. And there brings in our next guest. How are you doing?
Hey, you.
What's up? All right. If you guys can hear me, cool. I'm sorry if you're having trouble because there's a lot of background noise. I am at work. Real quick, first of all, a lot of the shit that was translated in the Bible was translated wrong. That's just not what came out of the Latin. I destroy people constantly with that crap. Secondly, the giant on the mountain was not a giant. It was actually an observatory building. Taken at different angles, yes, it looks like a giant person, but it's actually a building. The kid was lying. And the fruit could have been a date tree, more than likely because of where it was located. It was more than likely an olive or a date tree. Because of the general area of where the Bible books was written. And they were all written hundreds of years, if not thousands, after the death of Christ. So, I call shenanigans on all of it.
I do
Is that
too.
why they
I
call
do
it
too.
all live? Never mind. Anyways,
I can
I
give a
still
quick.
love you, Jesus.
I can give a quick example of a purposeful mistranslation because of rich people. When Jesus and the Apostle Paul said, "Those who know to do good and do it not, to them it is sin," you look at the Greek text, and then you find the word in the Septuagint. You don't find tov. You find either zedek or something related to that. And there's a Hebrew word called tzedakah, which means righteousness, but also compulsory charity. You're supposed to do good because it's right, not because you feel like it.
Exactly, and that's why that translation turns out to be my dick. Never mind. Okay, let's keep going on with this.
We all know because you're a time traveler, you had a hand in all of that, Slim. Don't lie.
I fingered all of time. Don't worry about that.
You were actually Adam, weren't you?
Who's is that my mic that is breaking up so bad?
I think so.
Yes.
Is it my mic?
Yes.
Hang on, let me mute.
Okay, just you can unmute it anytime you want to speak, and then mute it every time that you're not speaking. Anyways, let's blow on with this gentleman, which we've already found out that he is a fake.
Seemed like a horse. His next video was a month and a half later.
And maybe Melissa is
Melissa's overview of this strange saga.
It's Melissa.
I just uploaded
Yeah, Melissa,
a full-length
you're...
video documenting this on my YouTube channel.
Okay, guys, I just found something out, and it's blowing my mind. Some of you may already know this, so don't come in the comments like, you didn't know that? No, I didn't. You know why? Because I live in the United States of America, where we have been brainwashed and not been taught about real history. Okay, if you guys go to the first video on this playlist, the simulation.
Just wait.
I filmed it on January 11th, 2021, and it was showing how all of the times were different on every clock, every digital clock. My boyfriend at the time was working. He had like 3 computers in front of him. They all said different times. His phone said a different time.
Did you go into the settings and set the times to the places that you were at? Because if you
is there video of this, or you're just saying words? Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay, just for a record, my last Samsung, I think it was an A21. Yeah, it was 10 minutes faster than my work phone and every other clock, and that is set through my cellular provider, and even they were confused by it. Shit happens. Computers are fallible.
I believe it's my work phone that's about a minute ahead, and then again, like if you have a computer like these days, yes, it gets synchronized. But not all of them. But before they didn't.
But you have to still go on to everything and say location, current location. If you don't have current location on, wherever the last time it pinged from or wherever it thinks it's from, because if you buy a computer that was refurbished, it wherever they refurbished it.
Right.
Why when you get it,
my computer when I got it was set to the Pacific time zone, and I'm in Atlantic, so I had to change it right away.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what happens with every new computer. It's always default Pacific US.
Sure, whatever. Let's just, anyways, you have to go to pick your current location, and if it doesn't find you, then cool. And sometimes it doesn't even save it. Like my computer here, I try to get it to save it. You want to know where it shows me I'm at every single time? Jackson, Minnesota or something like that is where it tells me I'm from right now.
So here's the thing, with all clocks, time is literally something we truly cannot measure. Talk to any astrophysicist. You cannot measure time. So every single time piece and every piece of electronics is not synchronized. So if my phone was off by 10 minutes, that means it has, and this was like steady. Like when I got it, it was on, dead on. But it would slowly get more. Why? Because my phone wasn't pinging. I don't know what I did to my phone to prevent it from pinging itself to resynchronize.
Hubs.
Am I robotic?
It's a lot.
Yeah. And there's a lot of background noise. And Hooves, the other
I'm in
thing
a
you have to
truck.
do is-
No, we
I
get
you,
that.
brother.
We get that.
We
Yeah, it's
understand.
hard.
But it is hard to
gauge
hear
that.
what you're
That's what
saying.
she said.
But the other thing is you have to pull the phone out of your ass to let it ping better. Anyways, never mind. Let's keep blowing on with this idiocracy because
Hey, how's me
we get what you're saying there, host.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
We're on the same page with you. There's nobody here that doesn't understand what you're saying for sure, or isn't on that same page.
What did he say?
Especially with time dilation, it just matters on how long you took that suppository until you've gotten that dilation.
right.
Anyways, that's different, right?
Remember
Anyways.
the old movies where the soldiers synchronize their watches?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1,
With
2,
mechanical
3.
watches.
Yeah, there's all kinds of fun stuff with that, and yeah. Now we have anyways, let me say this right quick. The way that they synchronize a certain type of watch, there's the Colorado, one of the places in Colorado, and they're like a couple miles away from me, where they synchronize atomic watches. I think that's one of the places. There's like 4 places in the world or something they can sync on or something, and one of the atomic watch sync places is literally like 2 miles away from me here in Colorado. So anyways, let's blow on with this more idiocracy. And before we get to that, I want to do this, and I will take a shot in a second if nobody buys us one, but you know, it'd be nice if, but of course we're not, but I need more alcohol after this.
Man, what? What? Oh, what's in this shit?
Yeah, exactly. What was in this shit, man? Especially after we hear what she's about ready to say.
And he came upstairs to show me my phone set a different time. All the times were messed up. In my comments, people were like, what about analog clocks? As you can see, I have analog clocks. So I went to check those, and those were off too. So I was like, there's been a weird shift in
Analog clocks. Oh my analog clocks are different.
So she thinks there's a shift somehow because all the clocks don't match up.
Almost every analog clock runs at a different fucking time.
Yeah.
All it takes is one of those little sprockets just being slightly out of place, and it's not running at the fucking same rate as any other.
It takes for the
fucking
batteries. It takes the batteries
battery
to
weak.
run low.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Or the quartz crystal can like run down. They don't run down as easily. Or a solar one. Or a winded one.
This lady doesn't understand the concept of how to like set things. She doesn't understand setting stuff.
No, she's faking. Like the
No,
picture
this
that
is
she showed of
obviously-
those clocks. If that was real,
did she show us 5 clocks here? Is that what I saw? One in the center and 4
5
on the
clocks
other side.
and one.
Yeah.
That cross
Did
was
she?
actually 5 clocks.
If
Hold
that's
on,
what it
let's
was,
see.
Oh,
then this
here,
is-
okay,
then,
yeah.
then she's just faking shit. Yeah.
Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna mute her and then we're gonna stop as soon as we see the clocks. Because we don't need to hear her punk ass anymore.
She's a time po.
Yeah, she's a time
Yeah,
po.
yeah, time
for
po,
I like
yeah.
that. Everybody hashtag time po.
What the fuck?
Time
Slim,
po.
so Slim, you gotta slay her with your time
And
blade.
Commander just bought you a drink, by the way.
And then she even said, everybody go back to the first video on this channel or on this account.
Which
so
we're
people
not
go
doing.
watch that video. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And that's a great thing to do. Is to
Rather
tell
than
people
her
you know,
showing
reference.
what she means.
Slim, arrow keys.
Shh. Right there.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, shh.
It was 5 fucking clocks. That's fucking stupid.
That's 5
there.
clocks.
That's just
Why?
somebody setting the clocks
But
to
maybe-
different times. That's all.
Yeah,
that
that's all that
Like
is.
buy and sell stock in 5 different time zones as her job, right? Her day job.
Sure, you can. This definitely could be different.
Because-
time
Listen,
zones,
I
for sure.
work in an office that has
because-
all 5 time zones displayed on every clock,
They
and
just put
each
them in a
clock
row.
has listed underneath it what time
Where
zone
it
it's
is.
for.
Yeah.
Yeah, yep.
Yes,
I work for a
exactly
place
the
like
way it
that.
works.
Yep.
She
Yeah,
just
you're right. Those are
literally-
just all set for different times on purpose.
The clocks on the outside are probably just decoration. There's probably not even batteries in it.
She just set these there.
I see that, Slim.
Just
little devil horns.
Yeah,
The
she
broken
set
clock can be
these-
right 2 times a day.
Slim,
That's true.
Commander gave
What?
us an order.
Yes, definitely. Hold on. Yeah,
Huh.
I wanted to play with this more. Jeebus.
He likes that gameplay tool.
Look, it's so much fun to play with these things. Okay, anyways, okay, we'll go on.
I,
Okay.
I wouldn't mind playing with her.
Well, I mean, yeah, she would be a fun, crazy fuck, I guess is the best way to put it. Anyways, let's keep blowing on. Oh, sorry. Let me do this. There we go.
Like, there's been a weird shift in the universe because the ball also didn't drop on time at the New York ball. It was like a minute later. So I was like, we've definitely shifted dimensions. Something's going on.
No.
Look at
Okay,
this.
okay.
I recently came across a video talking about how the calendar is supposed to have 13 months,
Yes,
but the
thank
Gregorian
you.
calendar changed it, which is the calendar we follow today. So I see this comment: come to Ethiopia, you will see what you are saying. We have 13 months within a year. So someone commented, right now we're in 2014, year of Mercury. Today's date is Thursday, the 22nd of March, 2014. Our new year is on the 1st of September. And I was like, wait, they're living in 2014 and we're living in 2022?
No.
You are
the
a
way
young
they do-
cunt and somebody's trolling you.
The way they do the years in some countries are different. Like in China, for them it's the year 47 something. They don't. I don't think they go by the traditional. They will for business, I think, for the calendar.
69 something.
The Julian calendar, but for them, they did. Christ didn't exist, right? So they didn't shift over the years.
Are there still 3 calendars? I believe most of it is what we go by, but then there's the
Julian. I worked for a job where we went by the Gregorian calendar on how we actually named the files.
Yeah.
So the Julian replaced the Gregorian, I guess, traditionally. But not
And then
everybody
I guess
uses the same calendar in different countries.
Yeah. And I think there is another one that's represented by other.
I think in Hebrew as well, it's similar. It's like
or-
5,000 something in Hebrew years.
Sure.
It's not,
Sure. So once again, it's just like she's being trolled, I think, right now, though. I think that somebody went in there and said, oh, you know what? I'm in the future and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then her dumbass is. But again, I think we think that she's a troll anyways.
Or she is a troll, or she's being trolled.
I think she's the troll myself. I
She
mean, there's
is
no
the
reason to
troll
believe
being
those
trolled.
She's the troll
kind
being.
of.
I think she's just
She's taking on the trolling.
And then somebody got their flux capacitor out and went back in time to make that email for her. And now she's getting it put back.
Oh,
to her.
I know what it was. It was like in India or something. They add like 7. They add so many different. Like for them, it's not. It's like 20. They've added like some odd years. It's really strange the way different civilizations and countries do their calendars.
Totally.
Yeah.
So somebody could be taking the piss out of her, or somebody could be saying, "In my culture, it's blah blah blah." Yeah,
it's this over here. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So
obviously, in the world of business, you're going to use a
Orthodox,
Julian calendar, but
The Orthodox
so
Christian calendar is kept separately, right? Is that the Gregorian
I
one?
think in Japan they might have even like the year of the emperor, but they also use ours.
Yeah.
And it's in the Hebrew calendar, it's 5,783, which
There you
is
go.
less than 6,000, which makes all the young Earth creationists even more ridiculous.
Right.
It pisses them off more. Okay, so here we go. Let's do a shot. So cheers, bro. Salute, Solanche. And then. Oh my god, that's so sweet.
Sweet
vodka.
vodka.
Bad vodka.
Bad
But
vodka?
it is. Oh, yeah. Actually, that's way better.
Than the other one?
So thank you,
So
Hoops.
this is not
This
bad
woman has given me Forrest Whitaker eye. Exactly.
Fuck's sake. You're still using that logo. I didn't recognize that logo. But now I seen it a bit bigger, then I started puking a bit.
Okay, so let's blow on with. Whew. Jeebus, this lady.
Is that why they say that all time is simultaneous, like past, present, and future? We're all living in it at once? But then I saw this comment. So if we're in 2014, according to your calendar, 2020 Gregorian calendar corresponds to 2012, your calendar, when the truth started to come out and people woke. So the Mayans were right. COVID really put everyone in 2020.
Dude, I have no idea.
Oh
what
my
she's
fucking
talking about.
god!
In your calendar, that means
She's crazy.
She's
special.
She's confused.
The year 2012 was the end of the world.
Okay, here we blow. I'm
Mind blown.
gonna get
Okay,
past
so of
her.
course I had to look up when our calendar started. It was in 1582. Ethiopian calendar started around AD 400. So they are obviously way more correct than we are. How many years did we lose
Why?
switching to the Gregorian calendar? 8 years. We're lost in.
Wait.
people carrying
Is
stuff.
no calendar more correct than the other?
But before the Gregorian calendar, there was another calendar that was used, and another calendar that was used.
Yeah, what's her benchmark for this? How is
Yeah.
What's
Yeah,
her
but
benchmark of correctness?
The one that's more.
She
one that's
doesn't
more
know.
correct.
The most
one that's
correct
more-
one.
Is she bringing this back to religion? Because if she is,
I'm wondering
then she's
somehow it's-
really fucked. Because the Muslim calendar is lunar, and the
Yeah.
Jewish calendar is lunar, and
Mhm.
Druids calendars are lunar, and we used to have lunar calendars before solar ones.
Right.
And the
Right.
and the Muslim calendar would be necessarily due to dates, like one of the more recently created ones, just because of they only started like 1400 years ago or something, right? Like
I'm not sure, and the Jewish calendar
the Jewish
is
calendar
really
is much
screwed.
older, but
And-
we don't
and
know.
there's
we
so
don't know how
many
accurately
different
that was
rules.
kept either.
Well,
Yeah.
there's so many rules to keep it timed with the seasons that
Yeah.
it's just a clusterfuck.
And honestly,
much
calendars are
wandering happened
arbitrary human constructs anyway.
Yeah, who cares?
Right?
What did that have to do with anything? That
Time
didn't have-
is.
It's
That
just
had
a
nothing to do
synchronized
with-
business, right? Like it's just so that when somebody wakes up in China tomorrow morning, that they know what day it is here and what if they're doing
it
business,
is
right? Like
helping being construction of time to
Yeah.
get people to do things, but it is has nothing to do with the universe. And
No.
doesn't matter when people are putting numbers to those things, as long as everybody else understands those numbers that are going to those things, so that they can be on time with those people that are trying to be cohesive with them or cohabit with them. Let's put it that way. So, anyways,
the ancient ways that different cultures kept time was for the same reason, most likely, and how they did it and how we do it now are like they're not really very material to day-to-day life. They're just interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And it's still constructive, but we can have it being judged in a certain way so that you can make an appointment, or that you aren't late for work, or other small little very very minuscule things in the abstract of the universe. But we need those things to happen anyways. There'd be no cohesion if we didn't have those constructs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's blow on to this idiocracy.
Poses every conspiracy theory on the planet. Today, we will decode the truth on the top secret U.S. military base named Diego Garcia.
Oh my
This base
God.
lies in the center of the Indian Ocean.
It's not
and
top
has proven
secret,
to
I
be
hate to tell
strategically
you.
vital in all overseas affairs.
If you
that's
got
why we know
pictures of
about
it, isn't top secret.
I've known
we know
about it for
about
over
it.
30 years. It's not top
Yeah.
secret.
Yeah, we all know about it. It's
I knew
not-
somebody that actually ended up going there for a time. It's not top
Right.
secret.
Yeah.
What the hell is this?
It just wait till you see
It's just
where
a
they
base.
go
It's
with
just a
this.
military base on an atoll in the Indian Ocean. That's all it is.
Oh, I thought he was
Yeah,
talking
it's-
about Dora's cousin, Diego.
No. Oh, Dora.
That Dora. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
Dora,
a little
Dora,
different.
Dora, Dora,
Dora
the
Explorer.
Explorer.
Man,
Shut up!
we heard a lot about the backpack in my house a long time
Swiper,
ago.
no swiping.
Yes.
Yeah, but anyways, let's blow
My
on.
kids watched it. I know all about it.
Yeah, you know all
We
about
got
it.
new
Nick.
clocks at the school. I teach at, and they're supposed to be sent to set to atomic clock in Colorado and
Uh-huh.
controlled radio waves. Mine is the only one that is 5 minutes slow. Dang it!
But isn't that? Is it locked? That's. Never mind.
Yes. Okay. So, anyways, let's blow on with the rest of this idiocracy.
The drama revolving around Diego Garcia started in the 1960s, when the British Empire forcefully removed the locals from their homeland. Since then, this island has been shrouded in mystery. In 2008, Time magazine claimed that there was a black
1960s and
site prison on the
Yeah. Well, they use that for visuals.
Yeah, it was just.
I don't know why they use that for visuals. That's kind of stupid, but okay.
island operated by the CIA, where detainees were held and tortured. Claims have also been thrown that the missing Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 secretly landed here, and that all of the passengers became experiments
Yeah,
for the
totally.
CIA. If you wanted to
Oh,
visit the island
yeah,
yourself,
sure.
you would need to get special clearance. You aren't getting in there. Diego Garcia has been a topic of conspiracy for decades now. Who truly
Yes.
knows what horrors go on beneath the surface of that remote island?
Oh dear God!
They got Ursula before she let herself go there.
Yeah, it was
That's
young
so funny.
Ursula.
That's so
Yeah, that's like
funny.
every military base. You shouldn't really know that much about it. You can kind of see it, but they're not going to give away what they're doing there exactly, because that's how you can bomb it or plan to do a terrorist attack to it. So of course,
when I worked at NASA Langley for a short period of time, you needed base pass to go to work every day.
Yeah.
And then I worked for another contractor for a short time at Cheetah Mannix, and you needed a base pass. They just didn't let you waltz in there.
Same with visiting. You had to show your
What?
ID and everything before you could go
can't-
on.
You can't just walk into a military base and be like, I just want to check this out. You can't just take your phone camera and just walk into a military base and open it. No, of course not, dumbasses. Yeah. So obviously they're semi-private. And even if they're not doing anything weird and crazy, they still do not want you casing the joint. Is the way right? Figuring out a way that you're going to try to take it over. Or
At NASA Langley, when they would take us to the military side of the base for the vertical wind tunnel, they would literally watch you to make sure you could take pictures in certain parts of the civilian side of the base. But when you were on the military side of the base, you'd basically get arrested if they saw a camera out.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm sorry if I bugged with that.
No, that's fine.
No, that was great.
My sister works for the federal government, and she can't even take her phone. She has to put her stuff in a locker before she goes into work. She can take her cell phone into her job with her.
Okay,
so it's not just military.
This
that
is
does
exactly. This is exactamo. No, sorry, I meant to do this. Back to here and then here. This is exactly why they don't let you go around military bases and or do not let you on without permission. This is exactly why. This fool went onto a military base and stole a tank.
Oh yeah,
and he drove it down the San Diego streets for a long time. And I actually smoked meth with this dude.
I remember this. I remember this happened.
And I met this dude like a month before he did this.
You can't even take video in public away from the base of the military base. That is a no-no as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, I do remember this.
This is why you can't do that shit. Because motherfuckers have gone on military bases and stolen tanks and other huge military things and done stuff like this. And luckily, nobody actually. Go ahead.
I just said people are crazy.
People are crazy.
Luckily, nobody really got hurt when he did this. I believe there was no deaths.
I
and
don't
think
recall
that he barely
deaths either.
Yeah, and I think
millions of dollars in damage.
No, yeah, of course.
They killed him,
obviously.
And they did
I think
kill
he
him.
did get killed. Yeah, he got
did.
killed.
He did. And I think he barely hurt anybody by running into the cars. I think he really tried to not hit people, but it doesn't matter.
You're in a tank. It's kind of not very maneuverable.
This is exactly why they do not let you walk near a base, around a base, without being asked what you're doing, or they don't just let pedestrians, non-military people go into a military base because you don't know what they're going to do. When I was married to a Marine, I had my official military ID being a spouse, and I had to show that every time, and we went on and off all the time.
You literally had to have business there, or live on there, or something like that. You couldn't just. I'm public. I'm going to go look at the base today. No, that's not how that works.
And especially if you pull out your fucking phone camera and you start trying to turn it on. And we've already seen people getting their arses kicked for trying that. So anyways, let's blow on to a little bit more of this, and then maybe we'll check out another one from another content creator. We'll see. We're at 1 hour and 20 minutes. So we have a little bit longer to go for sure. So then
hiding an entire civilization from us. The Tartarians were said to be a civilization that unlocked the key to technology, allowing the Tartarians to advance exponentially.
Why would they have free energy for no reason? I always love how they're
And
always
where
like
does
there's
free
hidden
energy go?
cultures. Well, that's what
And
I'm saying. And
if
why
that
haven't we
exists-
figured it out?
Yeah, and otherwise somebody would still have it and be selling
Yeah,
it.
what?
And
Exactly,
Tartaria was just a
similarly.
name for Russia and Eurasia for a time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was an
it's
It was
old.
not a
Tartaria.
civilization. It was just a name.
Not
Something was called.
Tartaria, the Tartarians.
No,
Only
they
the
were from
people-
Tartaria, though. That's
yeah,
where
but
it comes from.
Yeah, it was a big area. I believe
Yeah.
it
That's
stretched
what I said. It was
from
Russia at the
almost
time.
the Netherlands to
Yeah.
deep into Russia.
Right. It was that whole big
And then
stretch. Mm-hmm.
Is this guy gonna go into Hyperborea and then the
Probably
world map?
because they'll tell you like the things on the antennas on top of the buildings and stuff were for collecting the free energy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
But wait, there's more. Hang on to your seat, baby, because this one's a screamer.
Exactly. So hold on. Let's keep going.
As citizens were allowed to express their creativity freely without the stress of work, leading to many great inventions and grand architecture. However, a powerful organization that controlled the world with the sale of energy had already invested heavily into energy production and lobbied against Tartaria.
Just because you have free energy doesn't mean everything else is free.
And all these futuristic looking things they made at the time that were probably from like world fairs or something.
Yeah, totally.
You know? That never came to fruition. They were just there for the fair.
Or just the weirdos that came up with weird freaking contraptions or inventions. Like
Yep.
that doesn't mean that they're futuristic, you weirdos.
Oh fuck.
As free energy will essentially take away all the control.
And
that
there's
we
no
have.
such
This
thing as free
organization
energy.
tore Tartaria apart and erased them from our history books, making it seem like Tartaria never existed. But if you look carefully, the evidence of Tartaria is still there in old maps, in architecture around the world that seemed to advance. Places like the Taj Mahal, the Great Wall of China, or even the pyramids in Egypt looked way too advanced to have been built by the respective nations. But collectively,
No, people could have
Fucking
gotten that done.
racist
We already
cunt.
know all this.
You need to.
Yeah, it's just racism. We know they
And
could have
yes, that
figured
is
all
my
that stuff
opinion.
out.
And it's how could humans back then they were too stupid to make stuff that grand and big, whatever.
No, but that's because
They
they're not
pretend
they're
that
not working.
people don't. They pretend people don't know how to stack rocks.
Right. Like
Exactly.
ancient civilizations, they were too primitive to know how to do that. Are you kidding me?
Not necessarily the ancient civilizations.
Well, you know what I mean.
From the respective countries. That's exactly what they said. Like,
Well, and the other
people
thing-
No,
over
I
there
know.
are stupid. That's literally what that motherfucking Nazi said.
Exactly. But
That's
hold on.
exactly
And
what they are.
and that's the problem that they always skip over is the winner of the wars are the ones who make the history books.
Yeah.
So after they take over the civilization, they will erase their architectural
Mhm.
achievements most of the time. Sometimes they adapt them, sometimes they just erase them and then use their own architectural knowledge to make new things. So sometimes we do have loss of technology. And then when we look back in history, you go, that was futuristic technology. No, they were getting to a place, they got stopped. Then the other person came in and they didn't adapt those old ways to make better whatever.
Yeah, no, but also like, okay, they had unlimited free energy. Okay. You start
Then
a war
why-
against them. Who's gonna win? The one with unlimited energy or the one that doesn't have that?
Yeah, totally.
And if you would win, why would you not take that and use that for other?
If you wanted to be emperor forever in a land, you would totally bring free energy to your country, land, or whatever that you were overlooking, because you would be the emperor forever. You'd never be taken over if you could give people free energy. It doesn't make sense for anybody to hide it.
And also, like, how cheap would it then be to build weapons and all of that?
and propulsion to get us to the moons or the other planets or in outer space or whatever. Again, it doesn't make any sense for these people to be hiding this, just like the flat earth. It doesn't make sense for them to hide this bullshit. So
They'd be making a hell of a lot more money if they could just turn something on and have it generate money for them.
Exactly. You know what? Any country in the world would love to figure this out. Would love to make that an actual thing. You want to know why? Because just what you said, Commander. You can make $1 gazillion. We could be the richest country in the fucking universe if we were able to figure out a way to do that and somehow share it. And even if it was shared, it doesn't matter. If we were the first ones to obtain it and get everybody to have that, and we can progress everybody's technology through that, or
No,
making
because
it
you would still then sell that energy for the rest of the world. It wouldn't be free, but for you it would be free. So how much would you make from that?
Well, until they figured out how that became a thing. But yes, you're right. You're right. We could sell that information, and that's another way to make money. And or for everybody, if they were making that, then there could be, although the energy companies would hate that bullshit, but any government would love to have pulled that out of their ass and say they were the ones that figured this out before anybody else. Nobody's hiding this shit, you weirdos. Anyways, let's keep blowing on.
All have similar themes in their design, similar themes aimed at harvesting energy. So
wake up.
Yeah, harvesting energy doesn't mean free energy and or those things that were actually making real energy, or maybe they were using energy inside of them, but that didn't mean that they were futuristic technology being used in these ancient cultures. Obviously they weren't, because they still got lost and were using all what we're using now. There would be way more proof of it. Oh shit.
Oh my god, they're doing the mud flood crap. Yes.
Yes, of course, if they're talking about
because people didn't build things into hills or nothing and take that part of that hill out. No. Or the people didn't
the world started out flat. And
the world was totally flat. Nobody had a basement or a cellar or nothing like that with a window. Nobody did.
We've never built civilizations on top of other civilizations. We've
never done that. That's never happened. No.
Get this. There's like a benefit to building your house inside the city walls, and you might build a house on top of another house or something like that.
I mean, you know what? Especially if you want to keep grandma in the basement, you just build a house on top of it, and you just be like, "Grandma, just stay in the basement."
Never let her out.
Goddamn.
Yep, you never let her out.
If you got mountains, you don't want your floor to be slanted, because that would be quite annoying.
There
Putting
was
a drink on the table and it's sliding off.
There's a video covered of a woman who claimed that San Francisco was due to a mud flood. All the hills in San Francisco were due to a mud flood.
Instead
of digging it out, they just built everything on these hills. I'm like, no, honey, that's not how that works. That's there's a hill mountain range right there on the coast. It's not how that works.
Yeah.
Been there, honey. It ain't mud. Sorry.
Well, and not just that, but yes, that's how things would go. If you had a thing before a thing, you build a thing on top of a thing. And
where did the fuck hundreds of feet of mud come from over there?
Right, exactly.
I have no idea where that whole bullshit. Anyways, but you know why you have half windows is because back in the day they didn't have lighting, and so for you to have a basement cellar, it was easier for you to put in a half window to have the light coming in instead of having a candle always in there. Because what happens when you burn all the oxygen out of a cellar?
You die.
Yeah, every time you go down there, you die if there's not enough oxygen. So
what do we say to these people?
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
Exactly.
Sorry, I think you used that one way.
I need to use it way more for sure. So, anyways, let's blow on with one of the most creepiest conspiracies that I've heard.
Okay.
Oh Christ! The ghosts are dunces.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Ghost gotta sit in the corner.
No.
They're not even there
dude.
anymore. They're not even there anymore. I don't know what they're saying. I don't care, but they're all saying these are satanic or some bullshit.
No. There's an actual site that tells you what the Georgia ghost storms were constructed for, and it was
and now
nothing
they're
to
not
do with
there.
what they're saying.
No, I know, and
According
it got
to
blown
the
up.
special, according to the special Stephen Colbert did, not Stephen Colbert. I'm trying to. It was John Oliver on left. It was probably funded by white supremacists.
It was
the
not.
Guidestones.
You have to look at the thing that John Oliver did on the
Okay.
history of it.
I know they go in the history. It
I
was
thought
one
it
guy
was-
who constructed. It was like what 1980 was constructed.
I thought it was a bunch of hippies that did it. But anyway,
Yeah, because they do bring up about in the future we need to bring them population down to 500,000 or whatever it is, 500
and it
million or
was
whatever
like
it
learning
is,
other
and
languages,
peace and
doing
harmony, and it was
things
all
that-
about peace, love, unity, and harmony in the future, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it didn't seem.
I was just
like-
quoting John Oliver.
Yeah.
Sure. Anyways,
There's
let's
a lot
blow
of
on
good
with
things around it, but yeah.
this
What?
idiocracy,
Am I getting a blowjob?
No, honey.
and that's not yet.
Not to let stuff bother you as much as possible, but it is going to bother you because you're human, and I was human. I am human still. But I was just
privacy thing, and I thought that was a fascinating answer.
Okay, you want to take off the hoodie?
He's making
No,
a
never
joke
take
I know you
about.
don't. That. There's a group of women in the audience that wish you would.
No.
Girls?
Whoa. All right.
Sorry. Yeah, that's okay.
Take off
Take off
the.
the
Go
hoodie.
ahead.
Go ahead. Here. You got some. You all right? What? Oh,
really?
my God, the inside of the hoodie, everybody. Take a moment. What is it? Making the
world more open and connected.
Oh my God, it's like a secret
Cool.
vault.
Oh Jesus!
Look at that, making the world open and connected, stream,
Just
graph,
because-
platform, and this weird symbol in the middle that is probably for the Illuminati. This weird symbol in the middle that is probably for the Illuminati.
Yeah, just because you said that, weird lady.
And that Illuminati crap, that was just a spoof conspiracy theory invented as a joke in the 60s, and it spiraled into all the bullshit we have today.
Yeah, and this doesn't look like anything that has to do anything with a secret cult. It just looks like some weird thing that he has that was like work positive for something, but it has nothing to do with a cult. And these symbols, like it.
Notice the
whatever.
six-pointed star.
Yeah, there is a six-pointed star
There's
here.
probably anti-Semitism involved in this.
I know. I'm sure that you could pull that out of your arsehole for sure. But honestly, there's too many things and not things that like this doesn't mean anything.
God, it's like a secret vault. This weird symbol in the middle that is probably for the Illuminati. Oh my God, it's like a secret.
See it.
Well done.
What do you think that's a fucking alien face? Because
Yeah.
the bronze statue is now like kind of like
Degraded.
been worn away, and or there's something growing on it more, so it makes it look less human. I mean, literally, what are you talking
It's
about?
a
You weird?
statue of some old dead Catholic dude.
Yeah, it's not an alien, you weirdo.
Someone who needs to hear it. Straight to it. This is the next pope. That's satanic hand sign. Ancient art, satanic hand sign. I wouldn't recommend reading it, but these are satanic hand signs. And this is the
Oh my Jeebus,
No.
satanic hand signs, yeah. And what
This is
did
the
what do
last
they
one.
do?
I love you.
What do they do? Do they unlock some fucking kind of satanic powers or something, you weirdo? What do these do actually, you fucking dumb cunt?
famous people using these
They
satanic
literally
hand
don't-
signs all the time. Here,
That is
satanic person.
that means
Yeah,
I love you, right? In sign
not-
language.
And not just that. What do they do if they supposedly do something? They do nothing, you fucking weirdos. People do this for jokes. Like, there's not Satanists that do it because they believe that Satan is going to be pulled out of something for doing this, you weirdos. No, it's a joke that we do it mostly.
They could be doing it to take the piss.
That's what I'm saying. We do it as a joke mostly.
Just to take the piss.
Yeah,
That's only
it
if
fucks
you flip
with Christians.
the thumb in with the thumb out. It's I love you.
That's I love you in sign language.
Technically, that is.
Yeah.
But some people.
I'm
but
not an English speaker, and I fucking know that.
Yeah.
But in the satanic community, this is the horns and that's the tail.
Right.
So if you see a see a metalhead doing this, that's not "I love you" per se. That's the.
So it has different meanings for different.
Yeah, and then this
communities, so to speak.
Hail Satan, and that means hail Satan, and blah blah blah, yakety schmackety. It's just. It doesn't matter. It's taking the piss out of everybody else that's religious. It's
Symbols
not.
are just symbols. They're not.
No,
and
I just came up with a scenario that I would love to see. If a deaf person was talking to someone in sign and ended his saying goodbye with "I love you," and some of those religious fuckers were standing next to it, they'd fucking beat the shit out of him like, "Oh, you're satanic."
It's just like the OK sign in sign language. The OK sign.
Yeah.
People claim that means white power. No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
it's okay in sign language.
That's what the white.
That depends on how you put your hand, actually.
Well, it matters on where you are, where you're doing
kind of
it.
like
where you are.
Your context. And
exactly.
You know,
If
some
somebody's-
people take stuff that's good and then they pervert it.
Yeah.
If
that's
somebody's
true.
doing sign language is definitely
talking
different
about
than
the
somebody
swastika?
doing just symbols or signs.
Are we talking about the swastika?
Yeah, I was gonna say like the
That's
swastika.
a
That
peace
was
sign.
that was taken, made something perverted from it.
That's from India. That's from the Navajo. That's
A lot of
from
ancient
a lot of
civilizations
things,
had that.
and then those
Mhm.
fuckers screwed it
Yep.
up forever.
Exactly. So, anyways, let's keep blowing on.
Using that same hand sign. It's a very sad story. I'm not going to go into that. Here's a Baphomet using that hand sign. Here's a satanic high priest, Anton LaVey, using that satanic hand sign. Beatles
my God.
using satanic hand signs. Look at John Lennon.
Except for that one is for peace. He may have been doing it backwards.
But yeah. And
But he
McCartney was
is-
saying, okay, or something.
This is for peace. This definitely was for peace.
Yeah.
And he was saying life's okay or things are
Yeah,
okay.
it's okay. Yeah.
Because this was back in the day before there was any other inclination of what that sign meant and other things like that. So,
Mhm.
anyways, once again, homie, you don't know time periods and when things became into different cultures for different reasons.
No, but anciently it was
Look at
this,
John
and they
Lennon.
fooled us.
Ancient
into
art,
believing it means
false
something else.
Jesus.
Sure.
Satanic hand signs. Stay with me. And here's an ex-pope with an upside inverted cross on his chair. And look at the comparison.
There is a version of Christianity that uses the upside down cross.
Yeah.
So actually, that's not satanic. It actually means another thing.
What wasn't it? Peter, or it was Saint Peter was supposedly crucified upside
down. Yeah.
Yeah, and so the follows. Yeah, it's exactly. And Harry had the same thing. Exactly. It's the cross of Saint Peter. It isn't an upside down cross for Satanism.
Right. And those pentagrams with the top one pointing down, that means spiritual. It was pointing up, I believe it means material, or I may have mixed up.
Well, okay.
The way
yeah. So the pentacle, which is up, is the white witch, or for brightness, or
okay.
for,
So that might be spirituality then.
Yeah, and then the down is just for
material.
like darkness. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And it mean exactly killing, raping, murder, all that.
And I believe the satanic one specifically has the points of the star coming out of the circle.
And there's a different version of it that says that the points are outside of it, and that means a little bit different thing.
Yeah.
Well, but it still does not mean for the killing of everything and blah blah
No,
blah. And
no.
that's the misconception of Satanism, is that they believe in destroying everything, where it is more of it's more of unitization of an individual to do what they want to do with their
body.
I do not know how true this is, but in Donald Duck in Math Magic Land, they said that the pentagram was actually a symbol used by Pythagoras and some of his pupils.
Yeah,
That's probably where it started. Yeah.
I remember that from back in the
could
day.
be.
That fucking cartoon. I forgot about that. That's amazing. If you
A
can
lot of these
find that
symbols
cartoon,
probably are from
Commander,
ancient times that have just been
if you can find that,
used for other
Commander, please
purposes.
do. I want to play that.
I think I have it on a hard drive. I will look.
Okay, or we could just look up the clip on the YouTubes. We may be able to find it quick.
They
Anyways,
have it on YouTube because it's like so old they can't copyright it.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, the symbol of that from the 1960s, and then the St. Peter's is from 2,000 years ago. So it's been an old ancient symbol for St. Peter's cross. So screw you idiots don't know your history, and we do. That's why we're here. Even though I love using an upside down cross for stuff. But
like you say, it's the context, right? It's the context you're using it in.
But at least I know where that came from and what it was used for originally, and all the others.
None of us know it all, but together we know quite a bit.
We could piece it together.
Oh, and there's a little
one?
fun thing about that Anton LaVey fellow is that if you're a conservative, you probably agree with him on how to treat the poor.
Yeah,
he endorsed
he
Ayn
did
Rand
not.
and all of her stuff.
He was an elitist for sure. He believed in elitism for sure. That's the best way I'm going to put it, and that's all I'm going to say about that. I believe in all the other satanic doctrines other than some of the stuff that he said. I don't go for all of Anton LaVey's
Well, that's why
stuff.
there's a temple. That's why there's a temple of Satan.
Yeah, and
as the Church of Satan was a little bit juvenile.
Yeah, and so the temple I do performances for and I'm a part of. But anyways, let's blow on further with this idiocracy.
Listen to the 86-year-old Scottish computer engineer, Gary McKinnon. They are there to arrest him on behalf of the United States Justice Department for hacking into top-secret computers at NASA and the Pentagon. McKinnon not only admits to the crime, but claims he uncovered evidence that the U.S. government was working with extraterrestrial beings.
Oh my Jesus!
There were a lot of text
Oh,
files,
really?
places, installations, military bases, Air Force bases, Navy sites, NASA sites. So there was a lot to go through. But I did find a goldmine of information. According to McKinnon, he unearthed a secret U.S. military program that existed entirely in space.
Really?
And he's still around to tell the tale.
Yeah,
remember
exactly.
how quickly they grabbed that guy who leaked the Ukraine information?
Hey,
he's not talking, is he?
No, and you know how fast the kid who fucking leaked the GTA 6 fucking information got fucking charged?
Yeah.
In 48 hours. For a video
But
game.
this guy's still walking around like nothing's happened to him.
Yeah. You think that you fucking leak government information and they're not going to charge you? No, that's
They're not going to find out where your computer IP address and all the
they're not going to make you
mean?
disappear or anything like that. No, that's never going to happen. No, that didn't happen for him.
No, if he actually would have found those files, nobody would have known he was arrested.
That's what I'm saying. We would not be talking about them right now. If somebody who hacked GTA 6 put out crap and they got prosecuted 2 days after that, if he was doing something, showing us stuff that we should not know, they would not be around. That's how the world works. Like, duh. I mean, look at what happens to all the fucking Russian oligarchs. They've been fucking falling out of windows mysteriously.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yes.
If I had a camera in certain parts of either NASA Langley or other defense contractors, I wouldn't be here. You had to check those
Yeah.
at certain points.
Exactly. And if you leaked anything, you disappear. I mean, that's literally what happens to you.
Check out the way that looks. That looks like something from the 80s, does it not?
Yeah, no, this looks like
Yes.
coding from fucking
It
AOL.
looks like from maybe like a video game or something. Who knows?
This is AOL. Fucking
I mean,
text
it looks so
prompts
old.
used.
You
Remember?
know what? I know what
Notice-
happened. I know what happened. He was he hacked into those computers, and there was just this one person there that had like a game that had that as a scenario, and he misinterpreted.
See, that could be.
That would be funny if that.
No, this is totally motherfucking fake because those prompts, all of this stuff looks like fucking
That's
CC plus and way before that bullshit. This isn't even coding for
I
what
mean,
you
my
do now.
brain goes right to war games when I see this.
And why would you still be using prompts in this way? And that blue, everything looks like this was done in fucking 1995.
If it was the actual
Slim?
military, they'd be having everything be up to date.
Yeah, no, it would not.
A real
so-
hacker uses the prompt. That
Yeah, but not CC plus, not this green background. No, yeah, you wouldn't
but
be,
this
wouldn't
is
be
just
looking
a
at
list
this way.
This is just a list of information.
But he
you
said he
wouldn't be
found
looking at
a
this way.
spreadsheet, and I'm guessing he's going to say the highlighted things, a spreadsheet he found.
Sure, but again, this is not how you look at information anymore. This is how you would look at information in 1998, not in fucking 2012 or later,
Yeah,
right? It
but
would all
I
be
do
done in a
think-
different type of coding. I don't see this coding looking like it's I can't even remember off the top of my head what the last stuff I used to use.
It looks like computer screens from the early 90s.
Yeah,
It does, because it's that,
But again,
that green
it doesn't
screen.
look like new
DOS,
coding.
something like that.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a new coding. It looks like CC plus, old DOS, and or I don't even know because I can't
It's
see
just
it
a
well
list of
enough.
file names. It's
But
just a list
it doesn't. But that's not how this would be. You'd read this anymore. It would look more like, here, let's do this. This is what it would look more like if I can remember how to do this, even though my brain doesn't work that well right now. How do I look at source code? How do I look at source code?
I don't know.
Right click.
It's like control. It's control what? Who knows it? It's control something, right?
No, just right click and then inspect. Oh no, you have unfull screen.
Copy embedded. No. That's
No,
not
no.
right.
Just unfull screen the video for a second, because now you're clicking on the
Okay.
video, not the web page.
And whenever I worked at defense contractors, I
right
just didn't have a phone with me because
There
I
we
didn't
go.
want
There
to
we
risk.
go. Here we go.
Didn't
Here we
want to
go.
risk bringing it in.
That makes
to a
sense,
bad
though.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah, simple.
So
HTML.
here's what source coding looks like nowadays. Not like we were just looking at.
Yeah.
So there's a big difference towards what source code we were seeing and in what it looks like nowadays. Because see how much different the colors there are. There's other things or different links.
And,
There's so
and
many
I guarantee,
things.
even if that was from the 90s when he found that,
Yeah,
why is he
it's
still talking about it? Why is he talking about it now?
Yeah.
We'd never
Because
hear
they
from
didn't
him.
kill him. Because they didn't kill him.
But we'd never hear from him if he got even
No,
back
I
then.
know.
They get computer hackers quite easily.
And why were we talking about something from that long ago? I don't remember. And like, yeah, it kind of seemed like that's what it was.
Yeah.
there. Anyways, let's keep blowing on with more of this idiocracy. Once again, this doesn't show us anything that confirms anything.
As well as officers' names, it had ship names. None of these were ocean-going ships. It was astounding.
Well, the government got smart. They stopped doing all the inventions and all the technology themselves, because once they developed the technology themselves, they had to give you the FOIA, the Freedom of Information Act, where you can pull down the records and see exactly what they're doing. So now they subcontract out all the work to Lockheed Martin, Skunk Works, and all these places, right?
They always have.
So you
Yeah.
can't see what the hell.
Yeah, the
They
government
always have.
I'm here to tell you
The only part of the government that develops stuff is NASA. Is NASA.
The government has never developed stuff. They've always contracted stuff out. Is he?
Yeah, but
For instance,
barely show us.
The supersonic wind tunnel at NASA Langley was run by Saab.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little private company. Okay, so I'm going to play a little bit more of this.
That's the closest that it.
And then I'm
The
going to
cryo
go get,
tunnel.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that where we go cry in alone by ourselves?
cryo
and
tunnel.
hears
No.
us? It's the cryo. Never mind. No, I'm just kidding.
No, they bring it down. They bring the temperature down real low to get the molecules real close together, so that they
Oh.
can scale the atmosphere for supersonic
Oh, nice. Okay.
simulation. So that's fun, and you
That
can't
sounds
have
spooky.
and those models are really expensive, and if you drop
you don't
them, you
say.
get shit canned.
Oh yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, I believe that. Okay, so anyways, I'm going to play a little bit more of this. I'm going to use the loo and get more ice, and then I'll be back in like 30 seconds or more, a little bit more. So just keep playing this, and I will dip out.
Technology is 300 years ahead of whatever you can dream of. 300. Not 40, not 50, not 100, 300. Whatever you can think, whatever you can imagine. In your
How
mind,
does he know
whatever
what
you can
300-year-old
conjure up and think,
technology
based on
from
whatever
now is
sci-fi
supposed to
movie you
look
saw
like?
before. I'm here to tell you it already exists.
I don't know.
It already exists.
I went back on Google Earth viewing Antarctica at this lab building that
Oh,
has
I've seen this
reptilian
one. This
skulls
one
on
is
display.
so.
That's when I noticed a man with sunglasses and a beanie peeking through the crack of the door. Really creepy.
Oh wait, they took the picture just as somebody opened the door. Okay.
They're behind the door.
One point that
How
I'll
is that
talk
so
about
creepy?
without getting CIA's permission. Since World War II, we learned that there has been an alien hybridization of humans.
Exclusively
Since
since World War II?
World War II. That's when the CIA learned about it.
We need
World War
proof.
II.
Proof,
That's what prompted
please.
me to look back at World War II and say, okay, where did this information come from?
But still, it should be a DNA record of that. We should be able to tell them.
Absolutely, and that's what's not released. That's still
Well, but I mean, this is being done by academics. The government doesn't do the DNA research.
Yes,
So
we do. Yes, we do.
Well, sure, but I would. It's not private, right? There's no classification of our DNA. You can't classify looking into our DNA. You can classify our DNA. You think that they're holding secrets of our DNA from us? How could they do that?
Because the law allows CIA and the intelligence community to do operations like that because no one bothers to read the law.
So you think that they're going into like a university biology program and saying,
travel to
don't
the
study this,
Netherlands?
you can't publish these
No,
documents?
that's not
Wouldn't that mean they're also redacting information from organizations like 23andMe and Ancestry and those others?
Once you give your blood, once you give your saliva to 23andMe and these others, if you read the fine print, you gave away your DNA for the purposes of creating
research. Yeah.
Big pharma.
Is the CIA and other intelligence organizations working directly with these companies to limit what information they put back out to the populace?
Allow them to.
I don't know.
Research.
I don't know that. That's why I mentioned
that doesn't mean that they're
There's a
doing what
company
they think they're
involved in
doing.
The human genome involved in
That
bioinformatics.
doesn't mean what you think it means.
Right.
Oh, yeah. And Slim, you paused it because I was hoping. Where is it? Where is it?
What?
Where?
Versus Los. Okay, so what did I miss? Just go over it right quick.
Bunch of dumb shit. Apparently, there's human alien hybrids.
On this one, 23andMe is a government cover-up for a secret human alien hybrid research program.
Of course, duh. Why would it not be?
Because reasons. Because
Why would
reasons.
it not be?
He doesn't even know
Exactly.
how to respond. Oh my god.
Why would it not be? Okay, so anyways.
Yes.
Involved in DNA. And
Hey,
then you look
Ox.
at the company, and then you look at who are the
Hey, Ox.
consultants to that company. It's a who's who of ICOs.
Hello.
And the company was started by somebody from the National Science Foundation. And so if you go back to FOIA and you go back to National Science Foundation and you research who these people are, all of a sudden you go, oh my gosh, these guys are really well connected. In fact, one of the officers
They once
was
worked for the
CEO
government.
of
So they must be well connected.
Mm-hmm.
No, but they worked for the government once, so they probably always will. They always they're the government's
Yeah,
Fuck's sake.
just like all of us.
G&G was the parking lot where Eric W. Davis allegedly had
I
his
wish they'd
conversation
give me
with
my
Admiral Wilson.
check though, right?
Yeah, mine's late. Come on, NASA.
Yeah,
Get
mine
on
is
that.
also a couple of years late.
Facility in North Las Vegas. And the guy who was the CEO of that company, who is the operations maintenance contractor, Area 51, is part of the scientific consultation team for Cosmos ID.
CERN does, that big circle, it accelerates particles in that big circle around and around and around and around until they're traveling at just enormous velocity, and then they collide these particles together. And in that moment, it creates a moment that they think is kind of how the Big Bang started the whole universe. That's the whole purpose behind it. However, they also believe that there are parallel realities around us, other dimensions, and there could be other intelligence there. However, there's a reason God put them on the other side of that veil, and you might not want to open the door. Their own director of CERN has gave interviews to
that is Tom Horn. He is a QAnon preacher who was excited when a rabbi in Israel thought Trump might be the Messiah or the forerunner. Just don't listen to him.
Yeah, no, don't listen to that fool for sure.
the British press, in which he admits that's what they're trying to do. They want to open a door to another dimension. And he said, when we open this door, he said, something might come through it. In the
something
That's
might.
not what. Oh my God.
Something might. I know.
They took what he said way out of context, I bet you, and just, oh God.
our reality, or he said we might send something through it into their reality. You can look that up. It's in the British press. Where the CERN was built. This is St. Genus Coeli. That's the name of the township. But in ancient days.
However, in the mid-1990s, a man came forth with a stunning story about his experiences in an underground base built under the Archuleta Mesa, just north of Dulce. His name was Phil Schneider.
Phil Schneider,
I don't know if you all noticed this, but I've been drinking this throughout it because I can't
go for it.
Stand this. So
do what you got to do.
Buy me another one, but if not, I'm still drinking this. Jeebus. Okay,
I
bad
can't
vodka.
take up drinking, so I need oven mitt protection.
Yeah.
Totes. And I'm gonna have to pack another bowl, but let's keep blowing on with this idiocracy because I can't believe. And you know what's even funnier about this bowl? I had 4 other videos planned to watch, and we are not
still
gonna
on
get
this
to
one.
those.
Hey, we've gotten through how many minutes of this one though?
We're at 19
10 minutes? Oh, 19.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's pretty good. We're doing damn good. That's a record,
yeah.
I think.
Exactly. Actually, last week we got to 45 minutes into a thing.
Oh wow, that's right.
So yeah, we got very far last week. Let's see how much further we can get into this one, and we'll see if we want to get into another one. But let's blow on.
started going public in the mid-1990s, and he started attending some UFO conferences and started to reveal his background as a civil engineer. He showed his documentation that he was the son of an Operation Paperclip scientist, and that he was recruited into these covert programs.
He
It tends to
showed
be a
you
kind
that
of
he can
generational
pretend
thing.
to be an
He just
engineer?
followed his
Okay.
father's footsteps, building these underground bases that would be joint facilities for extraterrestrials and elite human units. So he's building these bases all over the place. He's part of the team that kind of like is looking at different areas that would be suitable for the construction of a base. And he described a number of incidents. One of the incidents happened in
Everybody
1979, put a
tinfoil
the famous
hat
Dulce battle,
in
where
the
he says
side
that
chat.
they sunk a shaft. They were basically doing some mining exploration there to see where they could build a facility in that arena. And they basically came into an area that was a very old cavern system where grey extraterrestrials had a base. And the story was that
Oh
what
my
happened was that there was
Great. Ooh.
Citation needed. Show
Yes,
me evidence.
citation very much needed. Oh my God.
Are those the ones that Vaughn shot at?
Yeah, Vaughn shot it. No, it's the ones in the sky. He's never gone below the. Well, he is below the earth, but he's never gone in a cave. So, anyways, go ahead, Commander.
And all this is basically just bullshit. I actually knew someone who worked at Groom Lake, and he said, yeah, that they had craft that looked really, really, really neat, but they were just human-made stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Yeah,
the
and
burn pits was something that Groom Lake was, not very good for.
Yeah, and the thingy-mabobbers is when you have
They didn't tell me what they
poison.
saw, just that was man-made.
Yeah. But again, if you are being toxified from fumes, especially if you're going to a cave, let's say
sucks.
you're being depleted of oxygen. I know, Brainless. I'm getting. Thank you, Brainless. I love you, but we're getting there. If you go down into a tunnel and you don't have proper oxygen, stuffy mabobbers, right? Then you can see weird shit.
Yeah, stuffy.
If you're
It's
next
a term. Look it up.
thingy-mabobbers, it's yes, exactly. It's a
Thing.
If you say so.
We'll talk about that later. Anyways,
yes.
If you when you're doing certain things and you see certain things, they don't mean that you're seeing exactly what you're seeing. Just like if you're in the mountains during dusk and you've never hiked to a certain elevation before, and something runs in the woods past you, and you're like, Bigfoot. No, you probably have oxygen depletion, and you don't know that's a bear or something, right? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry. The caves where the Oracle Delphi was supposed to have been giving her prophecies, oddly enough, naturally occurring ether was in those caves.
Man, naturally ether is great, man. And I love getting high on that. So yeah, once again, there are ways that we've proven that thingy-mabobbers might have happened, and what we're going to go over in the near future is how scientists have found out that certain ghost things in certain places are for certain reasons, like carbon monoxide poisoning and a handful of other things.
EMF sensitivity, things like that.
Well, yeah, and like there are things happening, like the copper wires are not covered in the right spot. And so when you turn on a thing, you walk into a room and you get close enough to that cluster of copper wires, you're going to feel a buzz or you're going to feel fucked up or some weird shit. It's because your body is sensitive to those things. Just
have you ever walked close to those inverters for the really big inverters for solar panels? You'll feel those. You feel those.
Yeah, no,
Trust
yeah.
me.
I've walked around the big capacitors or whatever's for telephone lines and other things. You know, those big green boxes or those big boxes. If you hear them humming and you walk around them, you'll kind of feel a buzz, not just because they're humming in your ear hears it, but you know, there's a handful of other things that you walk around and you're feeling the electrical field that is being put out by it, or interference in whatever. So that's a lot of times what they, to some extent, can claim to be the reason why people see apparitions, ghosts, and a handful of other things. Do I claim that's 100% it? I don't fucking know. But if you look at the internal structures and certain things and you see that people see certain things in certain places, it kind of seems like there may be a correlation. So in the future, we're going to kind of go over that in a ghost hunting episode in the near future. Anyways, let's blow on with this. So once again, if you are going underground to a certain place and certain things are happening, maybe you could see some other people. So anyway, ghost, cheers, salute. I'm going to take this last shot and then we'll keep blowing on with this.
Were elite
And it could be
military units that went
pareidolia.
down there, Delta forces and other special forces, SEALs and so forth went down there.
Yeah, exactly. You could be seeing just shapes of and stuff. And when people get scared, they usually will see something for a couple seconds and then run away from it. Not saying this is what's happening in this instance, but it has been in the past where people see it cryptid, right? And they see it, they run and turn and they run away. And then afterwards they're like, I saw this and that and this and that. And you're like, okay, but how long did you see it? Oh, only for a couple seconds. Well, can your brain and your eyes actually in low light comprehend everything that you fucking saw? One thing I'm gonna
And
say
then
before
there's
go ahead.
I can tell you sleep paralysis where you're somewhere between dreaming and awake. Some really scary stuff can happen, but I know what it
been
is.
there. Yep, been there, done that. I do lucid dreaming all the time where I'm in between worlds technically, even though it's just my dream world. But one of the things that I have to at least kind of claim that I know something about this to some small extent is because when I used to do a lot of hallucinogens when I was young, let's put it this way. The first time I did hallucinogens, we were at my homie's house, and when his mom got home, she's like, "Hey, you fucking acid heads, get the fuck out of my house." And it was like 10 p.m., right? So we went wandering the streets. Me and 4 other friends, we just were wandering the streets. So we walked down one sidewalk, and all my friends turned a corner. And as soon as they did, they turned fucking white, and they ran around the corner. They're like, "Tyrannosaurus Rex."
Oh no.
And I'm like, I know I'm on drugs. How likely is it we're gonna find a Tyrannosaurus Rex living while I'm on LSD?
Yeah,
that's a 0% chance, right? You know what I'm saying? Like there's
0.000000001, maybe.
Yeah, I'm like literally there's no way that we're gonna see a living dinosaur while we're fucked up, right? That doesn't make any sense, right? So I go
Well,
walk
bigger
around the
chance
corner.
when you're fucked up than when you're sober.
Yeah.
When your brain's working.
Well, yeah, exactly. When you're sober, there's way more. Anyways, I walk around the corner. There's a fucking baby. Let me do this. I walk around the corner, and there's a baby Tyrannosaurus Rex going.
Oh, somebody is in one of those suits.
Hold on, and I can almost hear the and I go to turn around, and I'm like, "There's no motherfucking way. There's a baby Tyrannosaurus Rex there." So I walk up to it and I touch it. It's a fucking pine tree bush. It's just in the weird shape, and it's for some reason in the lighting with
in your head. Yeah, in your head, it looked like that. Yeah.
It just for some reason it looked like it, and because you're on acid, it was moving, even though it's not moving. So I get all my friends and I pull them over, and we all touch it, and then it turns into not a Tyrannosaurus Rex. We were in the canyon one day on acid again, and my homie runs out and goes, "There's baby aliens inside this nest," and we're like, "Shut the fuck up." And we go there and we look, and in this nest, there's these little pink things that are like, meow, meow, meow. And we're like, what the fuck is this? A hummingbird starts flying around us, and we're like, oh, hummingbird babies, duh. They're this big, but on LSD, they look this big. You know what I'm saying? And then we were in the canyon another time, and there was an alien in the tree that was pulsating. So I go to look at it, and I'm like, no, it's a fucking rubber ball. And then my homie like sticks a stick in and like pops it out, and it hits me in the chest, and it's grandma panties. It's hot pink grandma panties. And it falls on the ground, and we just like run away. It's like, yeah, your brain, if you don't sit there and figure out what it is going to tell you it's a gazillion other things.
Yep.
Right. But if you actually sit there and go, is that Bigfoot? Is that the Mothman? Is that this? And actually like put your time into figuring out what it is. That's a little bit different than what happens. So that's what's happened to most of the cryptids that I've come across is like, I'm not scared. I'll walk up to it and touch it. I'll find out what it is. Because when was the last time a cryptid killed somebody? Never.
Yep.
Why am I going to be scared about a cryptid? And especially if I find one, I'm going to be a gazillionaire. Yes. Score. If I find ghosts, if I find goblins, gremlins, anything, I'm going to be a millionaire, right? If I can prove that shit. So again, we're not against these things, just we don't have proof yet. see what I'm saying? You know, like
And even if they would kill you, you'd be famous.
I'd still be famous because somebody's gonna look for my punk ass eventually. I mean, I'm pretend famous, right?
Yep, that's
Not pretend, dumbass.
Anyways, let's keep blowing on with this stuff.
And they basically encountered these tall grey extraterrestrials, and so there was a firefight down there, and approximately 60 military
except for
personnel.
the government never told us about
and,
this.
Schneider gets wounded, but he's alive, and he gets extracted.
And this would have been declassified at this point in time.
Out of there. So that's the famous Dulce battle, which was basically where the US military went into an area where they weren't supposed to be.
His version of events is that there was an
Yes.
altercation there. He was involved in the altercation. He was hit with some sort of a plasma weapon, which seared off a portion of his hand, and that he had managed to.
You know that if you get shot with tracer bullets, you know what a tracer bullet looks like?
Yeah, I've seen them.
It looks like the plasma bolt from Star Wars when it's flying.
Yeah, at night it looks like a laser bullet or it looks like a laser weapon. If you do not know what you're looking at and you're all of a sudden you see this weird crazy line and then your body disappears, what do you think is going to happen? You think it's a fucking laser? No, it's just a fucking natural thing where they have extra things in it, and then cop killer bullets and a handful of other things look really crazy. Yeah, there we go. The magnesium coated bullets that show you where they're tracer bullets. So they let you know where they're going so you can see it, and especially when they hit something. So if you would have gotten your finger shot off by one of those, it would look like a laser, honestly. There's explanations for all this bullshit. And somehow my punk ass fucking knows all of this shit.
To escape with samples, synthetic samples that were synthesized by the Greys that essentially led to the development of our stealth technology. He was displaying
Jesus
these
Christ.
at conferences as part of these preparedness expos. He had this whole connection to aliens, essentially. And for him, the catalyst was his time at Dulce. And it was his 1979 engagement with the Greys. And that's pretty much the crux of his story. And as you know, he went on the lecture circuit and died as a result.
Phil Schneider was an interesting dude. Citation needed. What are you talking about? Like, just
So wait a minute.
because-
He went on lecture circuit, and then he died as a result. They didn't get to him after they met these supposed aliens, and
And it was
so
like
they couldn't
4
say
years
anything.
It was 4 years later in some bullshit.
Yeah,
like,
doesn't that sound pretty strange?
Yeah,
They
I
waited
know, it
4
doesn't
years to
make
finally
sense.
off him after he starts talking about it or whatever.
Yeah, he was doing fucking
Instead of getting him
talks
before he
for-
talks about it.
Yeah, he
If
was doing talks for like 10.
If he was collecting the files, he died while collecting the files before
Yep.
he.
But you would think the military would anticipate, hey, these guys may talk. We need to get rid of them. Just saying. I mean, that's the military thinking, right?
They would probably.
Yeah, if you come out with a book declassifying all this before it's supposedly declassified and you're still alive, you
Yeah.
didn't talk about anything declassified.
Oh, right.
That's pretty much it.
In character who's now deceased. His father was a man named Oscar Schneider, who had a lot of responsibility during the Second World War. He was involved in early atomic bomb tests, worked on nuclear submarines.
Okay,
and
and-
according to Phil Schneider, his father also worked on the infamous Philadelphia experiment in 1943, which was allegedly a program
And we know that was bullshit.
to try and make a warship invisible to the enemy. But as far as Phil Schneider's concerned, he came forward.
I think they literally did make a ship disappear visually for like a little minute, but or for like a day or something, and they just said that it like disappeared and then showed up at this other place and blah blah blah, and there was a lot of stuff.
No,
that
they
was-
didn't. No, they didn't.
It did.
No
it did-
way,
they did-
fucking
they
way
did-
they didn't. The
No, but
Philadelphia
they didn't-
Experience was a fictional fucking book, dude.
They didn't actually have a ship that went from this to here that they said was fast enough, and then I know there was a fictional book about it because they said there were men that were adhered to the metal inside.
Yeah, I heard about that too. Yeah.
But I believe they tried to have a ship go from here to here fast. And I think it did get there fast, but it didn't do what they said. And they said it was like in 7 minutes, and it was like in 20 minutes or something like that. So I believe it was still like an event, just not anywhere close to what they fucking said and what was reported. But I don't know Canadian. And of course, I could be wrong. I'm always wrong. But anyways, let's keep blowing on with this idiocracy.
Many years ago now, talking about how he said he was an engineer and was working on a lot of programs to construct massive underground installations all across the United States.
Okay, I have no idea what that is, so we're just going to stop
Commercial?
that there.
I don't know. Anyway,
I feel like it is for some reason.
I'm going to say that Phil guy probably died of cancer like 4 years later, and of course, he died because he was talking. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
that's what it
And
How
it's
people always do that.
It's always
Yeah.
a gazillion years later. It's not.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't reply right away. I'm trying to eat my supper ready
no.
out in the kitchen.
No, that's
so I
fine.
didn't
No
remember
worries,
it.
brother.
But the Philadelphia experiment was just a fictional book.
Yeah.
They
Completely
did do some experiments with some ships trying to get them to go really fast. And sure, they got them going fast. But when they got to the other end, they figured there's no way anybody inside could have survived them and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Because the acceleration was just too harsh. But
what
you had said earlier was they made a ship vanish or disappear.
Well,
They
that's
never did
what.
that. That's not a fucking chance they did that, or else
No.
We're talking something that happened 45 years ago.
Well, and
right?
the other thing
If that
is,
had
they
happened
think
that we'd know about it.
Didn't it supposedly happen in 1945 or something? I mean,
Something like that.
But
So
the-
65 years ago.
well,
yeah.
well, the other thing was they supposedly camouflaged it in a certain way so that it wasn't seen in the middle of the night. I didn't say it disappeared. Well,
they do
maybe
have
I said,
ways of
but
warping
I
the
think
light,
that's
so
what I think that's what they were over exaggerating is they painted it black or something and then made it move during the night and nobody saw it. So they said, "Oh, it disappeared," even though that's just what camouflaging is making something. But again, I did not go to the 8 minutes that it was supposed to, and it was in half an hour or something. So I thought it wasn't a real thing, just they totally exaggerated all of the stuff. And if I'm guessing sure I was wrong in that. But anyways,
that's okay.
I thought they
It
just
happens.
flubbed all the numbers and or whatever.
It's all good, dude.
And that's why we do these streams with guests and with the side chat, because I'm okay with being wrong and being corrected, and everybody letting
That's how we
us
learn.
know what's exactly, because we're here to explore what is actually going on and hopefully helping people to not fall into conspiracy theories, grifters, and other things like that, and just throwing money at them for no reason. Yes, I ask y'all for money all the time, but I have y'all I do things for y'all, and I let y'all know what's going on. I'm not just being like, "Hey, buy my get skinny powder over here,"
Right,
because
yeah.
like I'm not trying to.
I gotcha.
And you're not saying my bastardized version of predatory religion requires you to give me piles of cash or you'll go to hell.
Yeah.
Exactly. Even though if I was smarter, I would have started a religion and I would have been tricking you all. No, I'm just kidding.
He could have gone on Jerry Falwell and said that if you don't give me $1 million, God's going to kill me.
If you don't buy me another jet,
I need another jet. I got 27. I need 28. I need another
one
jet
more for my other mistress so she can come from.
I travel so much. I need that other plane.
You know what my mom said, that televangelists are just atheists without morals.
Yeah, pretty much, huh?
Well, see, that's what I kind of finger at this point in time is they are all people that do not believe anymore, and they figured out the grift trick. They're like, oh, if I can tell these idiots that believe in the ghee, again, we don't know if there is or not, but if I can grift off these people and say, I'm a blah, 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 yakety
I mean,
schmack.
them saying, hey, we'll pray for you. Send us $20, $100. We'll pray for you.
Yeah, and then they
So
also
their prayer is
have,
conditional. That's
yeah,
no.
and they also have the 1-800 numbers that you can call and ask
Yeah.
for a prayer or for a
Yep.
thingamabob or for
And there you
pennies.
probably got to send them something as well, some sort of
Yeah,
monetary.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you have to give them $20 or $50 or some kind of thingy.
Well, like
Go ahead.
I've prank called the Jim Baker. I've
Yeah.
prank called them and I've had fun. But thing is, you actually can't get a person on their prayer line. You have to prank call their order numbers because there's no one
Really?
working the prayer
Okay,
line.
okay.
Wow. Okay.
Because
That's
they
what we
want
need
the
to
money.
do.
They don't care about the service.
That's what we need to do in the near future is we
So
need to
funny.
have Hick or Cookie calling those lines and just do that live.
Yeah, no, but
And
but
so
I find that very disturbing that they don't care about who all the others.
No, they don't. They don't care about the people. They just care about
They
the
want
that
money.
people send them
If
money.
They don't care about purpose.
Nope.
Not so.
Why would they? They're rich people. They're rich. Yeah.
And I can
Okay.
tell you that none of them are actually believing in the book. None of them
No.
do, because they contradict it constantly.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, they contradict a book that contradicts itself. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay,
they do it with such boldness.
Yeah, I got
I'm
you.
sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
no,
Okay.
that's-
We're also Wednesday. No, Thursday. We're gonna do that. We're gonna call into a number commander.
Oh my God.
Commander. Okay. Because we're doing the F God or the disproving God or whatever. So Thursday we'll call in and we will do that for sure. I almost did it right now, but we'll wait. We'll
I know
do that
it's so tempting,
Thursday.
isn't it?
Yeah. So Wednesday.
Well, there was one time I called the 700 Club because they were gushing over
wanted
how
it.
great Trump was for
Yeah.
Israel. So I basically go, "Isn't he wonderful?" And then I talk about how he will restore the temple, and then I start speaking in Hebrew, and they're like, "He," and then I'll say, "Then he will go inside of it and call himself God," and then they're like, "Oh shit!" And then I mentioned Jared Kushner used to own 666 Fifth Avenue.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
right.
I want to talk about the 12 tribes taking over Israel again, and
Oh,
then we
Lord.
can start the apocalypse and stuff.
So what
But
tribe do you
anyways,
belong to? The 12 tribes. Hmm?
Yeah, yeah. Are you part of it? Anyways,
Are you part of 12
so-
tribes? I am.
Most people who identify as Jews are from the tribe of Judah. Then you
Yeah.
have some people who are members of the Kohanim, which is a combination of Levi and basically intermarriage with Benjamin. And very few people are known to come from Benjamin right now. I did know someone who could trace their ancestry back to Rabbi Akiva from the temple.
Yeah.
If eventually I would like to go over the families a little bit more to kind of show a little bit, but I don't know enough of Jewish history for that. I know Christianity. So if you and I, Commander, could get together to kind of maybe make a little family thing and go over kind of the history and or the ideology of it or whatever you would call it, just to get a little bit more background and then delve into more of Old and New Testament stuff, because I just want to kind of go over this stuff because I've been delving this since I was fucking young, and I've been reading a lot of this in the different translations and understanding what different people say is the meaning of these translations, these other translations, and blah, 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 yakety schmackety. And I'm slowly learning how to read certain ancient texts. I'm not going to say I'm going to be great at it, but I'm slowly learning different ancient texts so that I can try to read it myself to help talk about it a little bit better. So anyways, we're going to begin blowing
I'm
out of
30% competent. I'm not fluent. I'm maybe
Sure,
30% competent.
Sure. And then we will just talk about it
Was
and
out.
then go from there. And if people want to call us out, they totally can. And we want to have these conversations.
And I would take the criticism if they could prove it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And I'm on the
yeah.
same page. And that's what we're trying to do here is we're trying to keep that conversation open and going.
But
so that we
no,
can-
criticism is not gonna happen.
No, and I don't want to
Yeah.
debate people because I'm not a master debater. I'm a master
I'm not
debater, but I'm not a master debater.
I don't debate well either. I don't debate well either.
So
but yeah.
we well, that's why we do these things. The edited videos like Mama does and some other people, and then also we do these live shows where come into the side chat and make me look like a dumbass. If you want to join us on here, make me look like a dumbass. I don't want to debate, but if you have an opposing view, come here and join us and try to out talk us or out, you know what I'm saying? Like prove your point. That's what we're here for. And I don't think I'm going to convince anybody to not follow some of the religious zealots, but at least maybe I could, or at least we're giving entertainment for all of us.
Or moderate to something more healthy.
And sure, and that's
like,
what I want to be.
The person you're debating, you're probably not going to convince them, but maybe somebody that watches it.
Well, about 20%. When you debate somebody, you usually get 20% of the people that change their minds, and if you win, then you
honestly,
are the
when
ones
it comes
that are bringing
when
that.
it comes down to debates, it's really not about the facts. It's about how you present them.
Yeah, if you
Who's
water
the most
hose-
convincing? People can lie like a rug on both sides. It depends on who's more convincing. You know.
What do they say? It takes 5
Yeah.
seconds to lie, but it takes 100 years to prove it wrong, or some bullshit like that, right?
Yeah.
It's
Regarding that stream, where we were going to go over how the Christians are rejecting the teachings of JC, I
That's
actually have
Wednesday.
That's Wednesday.
That's Wednesday.
Wednesday.
But if you can't make Wednesday, Thursday, we will talk about it if you have that ready. But Wednesday is when we're going over that for sure. But Thursday, we can do it as well.
Okay. Because I actually have some video on this. I made a compilation.
Oh, nice.
I figured you did. And so hopefully Wednesday, but if not Thursday, we can go over that for sure. Okay, so speaking of that devil, let's begin getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is, I don't remember.
Al Trucker says he'll debate you.
Yeah, he just wants to know what you disagree on.
What do we? And he was also, what do we disagree on?
Whatever semi trailer you use, I like the other version. Let's go with that.
So are you a Peterbilt man or whatever other kind of trucks out there?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you use
None
the
of the
member
above.
chat. There you go.
Woohoo! Look at this member chat. Nice.
Yeah, that member is chatting. That's quite interesting.
Nice.
All right.
That
So,
member is chatting.
Mama, do you have anything coming up?
Nothing coming up this week so far. I'm just kind of working on getting some Karen videos put together. So when October hits, I'm not so stressed on having to put them together so quickly.
Nice. Awesome.
So I'm kind of blah on videos lately. It's like I'll put one out if I feel like it lately.
I hear you on that. Commander, what do you got going on?
This weekend, if I don't have work, I'm going to be reviewing a War Department film, Don't Be a Sucker, and I'm going to be showing modern day examples of the same kind of manipulation tactics the bad mustache man used, and even trace it back to all the Russian BS. Because I mean, like when the Russians say to the last Ukrainian, like it's an American imperialist war and we're going to sacrifice the Ukrainians to get at Russia. Back just before Germany invaded France, they were broadcasting, the British will fight to the very last Frenchman. So it's almost word for word.
Wow.
And that's from another, that word for word thing is from another video, Divide and Conquer, from the War Department from World War II era. So I'm doing serious research here.
Nice.
Awesome. Good. Which most of those people don't understand the concept of how to do any of real research, unlike most of us. So here we blow. Anybody else have anything they want to say before we get the fuck out of here?
I think Neil's show's coming back this Saturday night, but I'm not sure.
So Neil's show is coming back Saturday night for that. If somebody would drop their link in the Cinnamon chats, it'd be wonderful.
I don't have it handy. Just a second.
Well, you got 3 minutes. We're going to go ahead and play in one of my music videos while we get the fuck out of here. So thank you all very much for being here. We'll see you next time. And here is this amazing thing about me being anti-church and being touched in school, in Christian school. So anyways, here we below. I need to make it a right.
There's the link for Neil's show, for Neil's channel.
Awesome. There we go.
Awesome, dude.
This way.